Welcome in, everybody. My name is Kurt. That is RK. We are the Top Rope Renegades. This is episode number 32 of This Week in Wrestling. And here is what you have to look forward to on this week's episode. Welcome in to This Week in Wrestling. Thank you so much to RK for creating that fantastic intro video there. Let us know if you guys like that. We'll keep rolling with it. I thought that was pretty sick. So good work on that, man. Good work.
Yeah, no, that's what a brain will do at 3 o'clock in the morning when you're wide awake for no reason whatsoever.
Are you like me, where sometimes you're most creative when you shouldn't be, and you should be sleeping? Because
Absolutely. They say the most creative people are the ones that can't sleep. So
I'm always cooking up ideas, not just this, with other things in life. So before we get into everything, how are you doing?
I mean, we all know that Kurt's not 100% dedicated to this, but
other avenues of life. But I'm here. Eventually, they'll be.
I am though. I'm here 100% for you guys.
RK will be here like every week.
70-30.
I will. Maybe I miss out sometimes. I'm kidding. I'm here. I'm dedicated to this. We're having a good time. For those of you that are watching, if you tuned in or watched after the fact to our Deadline reactions, thanks for joining along with us on that. Deadline was a pretty good show Saturday night. And other than that, pretty good week in wrestling. And as you can see from the opening video there, we have quite a bit to get to and a lot of questions to ask and go into. And I'm sure there's going to be a lot of news, rumors, and innuendo, which we're about to dive into. Stay tuned. We are rebranding that segment. Going forward, we'll be referring to it as the hit piece. Okay. And you'll see why.
Not for any particular reason or anything.
You'll see why in due time. I think that's enough dwelling on it. Let's get into it, man. Here we go with the hit piece from the Top Rope Renegades. This is, of course, episode 32. This ranges from December 2nd to December 8th. Let's get into the headlines. Oh, this is a heart. This hurts the heart here. If you didn't watch the segment, please go watch it. The New Day. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the most hated men in WWE right now. The surprise turn on Big E sent everyone into a tailspin. Big takeaway, though, is Big E's significant other on Twitter after the show. What? Thought Goth? Goth? Is that her thing? That's her handle, isn't it? The Thought Goth at Miss Yim2. For those of you that don't know, before I read this quote, that is Michen's sister. Here is what she said on Twitter. You know what? My bad. Should have been more understanding of the given circumstances. If the biggest achievement of my 10-plus year career was a Burger King crown, I'd be a hating ass bitch too.
She's standing on guard, man. She is. It's so good.
Yeah, she held no punches. There was a back and forth. Kofi posting pictures of himself saying, "What are you gonna do about it?" Her and Xavier had a hilarious spat back and forth on Twitter. But yeah, the New Day breakup we're gonna dive into, of course, when we get to Monday Night Raw's recap. But it hurt, man. It hurt the heart. AEW.
Probably you more than me because I really wasn't there for the whole New Day.
Oh man, even you though, seeing the face of Big E.
Literally. It's like that episode of The Simpsons. You could literally see the moment when his heart broke.
It was legit. There's going to be a longer. Here we go. Let's get into this. This is a big story in the wrestling world right now. Ryan Nemeth, formerly of AEW, was ordered to verbally antagonize the world champion at the time, which was none other than CM Punk. In a promo in front of the live crowd taped for AEW. More on this from RK on page 69. We're going to get into that in a minute, or you want to dive into that now?
We're going to go right into it. It's a big story that came out. So this is a document sent to the AEW HR and execs by Ryan Nemeth. It was obtained by Fightful and Sean Ross Sapp. Usually I wouldn't be giving this guy the day of light on our show, but he has a document that is quote unquote directly from Ryan Nemeth to AEW. And as the document follows, it's a bit of a read, but we're going to read through it because it's CM Punk's right at the forefront of AEW all over again. For
biggest star, their biggest
like
star.
The third, fourth time since he's even been gone from the company, which is wild. And he's been trying to tell us all along, and maybe, just maybe, he might be right that the environment of AEW is a toxic environment. And maybe CM Punk's a good guy here.
I have more for that once we get to page 72. Stay tuned.
Everyone knows that best page is 69. So, actually, completely not as... No, it's really not all that's cracked up to be. It's awkward. It's weird. You got to be like the same height. It's just
get to the story.
It's not that great. Anyways, Fightful has obtained a complaint sent to numerous executives within All Elite Wrestling back in September, in which Ryan Nemeth outlined a timeline of events that he says highlight abuse, harassment, and threats he faced while working in AEW. The complaint was dated on September 12th and noted that though the abuse stemmed from now WWE superstar Phil Brooks / CM Punk, his real issue was that AEW failed to respond to any of the incidents and was encouraged to cut a promo antagonizing Punk while these allegations of harassment were out and about. But they were like, no, go out there and antagonize him more then. Whether or not that's just Ryan Nemeth trying to save face, or Punk was who knows. It's all hearsay, but I mean, it's wild that if there were reports of harassment to what would be your HR department, your boss, Tony Khan, all that stuff, saying, "Hey, I'm being harassed," and then you get told to go out there and antagonize them on purpose on live TV, like, seems not a very good choice, you know? So, anyways, nonetheless, Punk is also referred to as a former AEW talent who also had an undisclosed, not publicly known executive producer manager title with AEW. Sorry, I just hit the wrong button. There we go. On April 16th, 2023, Nemeth claims he contacted then AEW legal rep Mega Parek with concerns he'd been targeted by Brooks. Nemeth says that on June 21st, 2023, Brooks did threaten him in an AEW locker room. Nemeth claims that Tony Schiavone, Parek, and the Young Bucks all showed him empathy and says he's assured his relationship with AEW won't be impacted, though it doesn't specify who assured him. Nemeth notes that he was not booked for 2 months after this incident and that Jon Moxley contacted him and said it didn't sit right with him and supported him through the timeline. Nemeth says on July 17th, 2023, he contacted Parek to communicate that he was upset AEW had not responded to the June 21st locker room incident and said he believed he'd been silently fired. He was assured by Parek that speaking up would not impact his job. On August 12th, Nemeth was booked for the first time in 2 months, confirming a story that Fightful Select had reported at the time. Upon arriving to Greensboro for an AEW show, Nemeth is asked to leave. AEW's Pat Buck had originally told Nemeth that there was travel confusion before confirming that Brooks demanded he be removed from the venue. At the time, Fightful Select spoke to numerous sources in AEW who there were several talent that were kept off the show. Nemeth says he had an audio recording some of his interactions that day. Nemeth says he contacted Parek again, pleading for action to be taken. He was flown to the August 16th show. His wording in the document was ordered to verbally antagonize the world champion, Brooks is AEW's Collision World Champion at the time, in a promo in front of the live crowd taped for AEW programming. Nemeth claims that after speaking to AEW legal and HR that day, there is no appropriate response to anything in the situation. Mega Parek had abruptly left her role in AEW legal, and Nemeth was instead dealing with Chris Peck and Margaret Stavley. He claims that he believed Khan and AEW hold him responsible for having to fire Brooks and leading to his WWE return. Nemeth's contract expired in March of 2024, and he says that Sanjay Dutt has made repeated creative pitches for him that went ignored. Nemeth said that he's met with mental health professionals over the matter and is seeking policy change and financial consideration that was discussed. He stated that he felt the AEW roster was full of amazing people who deserved to be in a safe environment and didn't necessarily believe Brooks was the catalyst for the contrary, as he thinks it would likely be someone else. He claimed that specifically these concerns fell on deaf ears to Chris Peck and AEW. We're told that Nemeth did speak to Tony Khan and others in AEW months ago, and that Khan had entertained the idea of Nemeth returning to AEW. However, Nemeth didn't wish to. So overall, it's a lot of he said, she said in this story. As with anything, Nemeth probably feels slighted. I'm not trying to defend that. I'm not saying he's lying. I'm not saying that he's 100% telling the truth. Nobody, honestly, except for the people directly involved in this situation, will know exactly what happened. And everybody's going to have a different story of what actually happened. That's just the way it goes.
Yep.
He's placing some of the blame on Punk. He's placing some of the blame on AEW and their management teams. And because he specifically says he doesn't think Bill Brooks, CM Punk, was the catalyst for the whole thing. And he thinks it was likely to be somebody else that was the catalyst of the whole thing. But just seems like Tony Khan doesn't have any control over his locker room. There's an old saying, you don't let the inmates run the asylum. Which is Tony Khan. He wants to be everybody's buddy. He's only ever had to do one thing in his entire time owning AEW and being a boss, and that's firing CM Punk. That's the only time he's ever had to do something.
And it proved that all you have to do is punch Jack Perry in the face.
But nonetheless, this just goes to show that AEW is in shambles right now,
Yeah,
and
they
this
are.
is not helping them. They've been tanking in the numbers. They're like at everything, and now stories like this are coming out. Their locker room is not controlled.
We got a lot about AEW. Let's go to the next headline. The 13th lowest rated episodes of AEW Dynamite, or sorry, the 13 lowest rated episodes of AEW Dynamite, their flagship show, and the P18 to 49, the number that matters according to Dave Meltzer, are all in the last 6 months of the show's existence. Yeah, nothing to see here. It's fine. Everything's fine. We're good, right? AEW's fine. This is a good segue. Go ahead.
For last 6 months, so that's 4 times 6, that's 24. More than half of those shows are your lowest rated shows of all time.
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Something's not good. Something's not good.
If you remember last week, we did not have ratings from Dynamite due to the Thanksgiving holiday. We're going to go back to last week. NXT on the CW did 632,000 with a 0.15 in the very, very important demo that matters. Dynamite from the day before Thanksgiving, which historically they've had pulled good numbers in the past, pulled a 536,000 with the same rating as NXT. The lowest night before Thanksgiving rating for them. Well, before we get to this past week. Wow.
Yeah, it's not good. When are you going to run out of excuses for AEW? And you should just start to realize that they are failing.
I don't know what the excuse, like, what do you guys say to that? I'm trying to find. That's the 13.
Was there a hockey game on that night? Was curling happening somewhere?
I got it.
Was there a cricket ball match in India? Like,
let's talk about this real quick. 2019. This is the night before Thanksgiving. 2019, 668K with a 0.26. 2020, 710K, 0.26. 2021, 898K, 0.31. 2022, 880K with a 0.32. 2023, 845K, 0.26. Pretty good numbers from 19 to 2023. 2024, 536K with a 0.15. What happened? People want to tell me that it's fine. Oh, we got the network deal. We're good. We're fine. What happened?
What happened about 6 months ago?
Oh, they aired the footage, didn't they?
They did.
AEW's it's a struggle right now. Let's go to this past week, and we'll run through. We'll include SmackDown as well. SmackDown from the 29th did 1.3 mil with a 0.40. Monday Night Raw did a 1.7 mil, 0.54. NXT pulled 593,000 with a 0.13. AEW Dynamite 500.
Wait, what did Raw draw?
1.709 mil. 1,709,000.
That's a good number.
Yeah, with a 0.54 in the rating. NXT 593,000, 0.13 in the rating. AEW Dynamite 586,000. Still losing to NXT, by the way. And but the rating was better because that's what matters. Even though we've contradicted Dave Meltzer, he's contradicted himself. Very famous.
Whatever fits the narrative.
Yes. Yeah.
There was a time, and when we never heard about ratings in wrestling.
Yeah.
They didn't matter. All of a sudden, AEW comes around, and the ratings matter. All of a sudden, they matter. And all the AEW neckbeard diehards will blame that on, well, WWE brings up the number all the time. It's like, no, they didn't give two fucks about the number before you guys came along, and all of a sudden the number is being pitched every week by you guys. So every time that a number comes out, you guys defend it, and WWE just continues on their way.
Mm-hmm.
And every time, like this is what pissed me off the most. It's like Raw does 1.7 million this week. If they did 1.4 million next week, all the AEWs be like, oh, look, dying company. It's like, 1.4 million, 1.7.
No.
That's still like
Yeah,
it takes you guys a month to get that kind
numbers
of number.
you can't hit. And
there's this guy he posted, and this guy, fucking neckbeard all the way, 100%. He posted these absurd numbers to try to fit his narrative. And I'm going to read them off. This is what I follow with me here. It doesn't really matter. The end result is what matters here.
Okay.
So AEW, November 27th, 2019, they had 663 viewers. 663K viewers.
Okay.
AEW, it was just Dynamite. They didn't have Collision or Rampage yet. AEW, November 27th, 2024, they had 536K viewers. That's minus 127K from date to date. Whatever. SmackDown, November 29th, 2019, 2.36 million. 29th, 2024, 1.3 million. So that's a 1 million drop roughly. Okay. Raw, November 25th, 2019, 2.3 million. November 29th, 2024, 1.3 million. That's roughly a 1 million drop there. NXT, November 27th, 2019, 810K. NXT, November 26th, 2024, 632K. That's minus 178,000. Okay. Now, AEW, Dynamite dropped, SmackDown dropped, Raw dropped, NXT dropped in 5 years. All their numbers have dropped. It's wrestling. It goes up and down.
Yep.
But here's where the neckbeard math factors in. Because he goes on to say Rampage and Collision weren't shows in 2019, so they add views to AEW. Collision on November 30th, 2024, 144K. November 30th, 2024 for Rampage, 126K. So he goes on to say WWE minus 1.7 million people viewing since this time 5 years ago, and AEW is plus 400,000 viewing since this time 5 years ago. You can't just add shows in over a 5-year period and act like it's a number.
Oh man, that's rough. That's rough.
Like we're reaching at that point.
They're reaching. You want to keep just hammering AEW real quick?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. This is something that came across my feed about 2 hours ago. Dr. Chris Featherstone, PhD. He is a senior analyst for Sportskeeda Wrestling. Good following. He's got a good following, about 2.3K followers. He knows. He's been around. He's a good reporter. RK, I don't know if you've heard this yet, so this might come very intriguing to you, actually. Hope your eyes are okay, man.
I'm good.
All right. Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. For some reason, I'm getting a...
I've never understood that. I'm holding my seat. What am I doing now?
For some reason, I'm getting a internet connection thing. Sorry, I'm building suspense for it. This is from...
I stop holding my seat?
Yeah,
this actually hurts a little bit.
You can let go. Let go. Dr. Chris Featherstone on Twitter. I received information from...
That sounds like a porn star. I'm sorry.
This is legit here. I received information from an AEW source on November 20th regarding the Lucha Brothers' status, but did not report it as I was waiting for one of them to begin speaking their mind about the situation. I was told that was coming. I was also told that day, November 20th, that Penta's contract was soon ending with AEW. Ray Phoenix did just that, spoke his mind. We haven't talked about that yet. On Twitter, this goes hand in hand with where is it, man? Ray Phoenix put out a tweet talking about people will not stay in a place where it's inhumane. I don't know. We mentioned that on the live stream last night. Ray Phoenix put out a tweet. So basically, Chris Featherstone saying, okay, Ray Phoenix spoke his mind. So here's the intel that Chris Featherstone received November 20th. The alleged excuse that Tony Khan found out about Lucha Brothers being in talks with WWE is fake news, and the real reason will be revealed. There is a real story behind the situation with Ray Phoenix, which is a huge injustice. Expect the Lucha Brothers to go more in-depth about their time in AEW when they are free and clear to do so, and when they do, it is going to be ugly.
Man, there. I don't know how many more of these shots they can take.
It's hearsay. I get that. I understand.
Yeah, but so much hearsay. eventually becomes. Yeah.
It's a wild report to put out.
Here's a crazy thought. The 4 people who have made the most money off of the name CM Punk is Vince McMahon, Scott Colton, Tony Khan, and Ryan Nemeth.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But yeah,
Not
that
even
report.
CM Punk hasn't even made as much money off his own name as those guys made off his name.
Probably not. Yeah, that whole story kind of blew my mind a little bit.
Yeah, man, it's not good. Like WWE is not scandal free by any means, not by a long shot.
No,
but there's nothing but reports of their locker room being very well off right now. They have very strong locker room leaders in the group. Apparently, Cody Rhodes just recently said in an interview, he was asked who were the locker room leaders, and he's like, honestly, I got to say that the one that's there all the time for everybody is Bayley. And if you were to pick a female and a male, it'd be Bayley and Randy Orton are the locker room leaders right now.
yeah.
And it's just wild. It's just their locker room is so good and tight and connected right now that companies like Fightful and Sean Ross Sapp have to dig for dirt by going, oh, some of the talent might be upset because they were miscommunicated about ticket profitabilities for their families and friends. It's just like, well, yeah, miscommunication happens. They still get the earliest chance possible to get seats if they want them. Like, and comps are still being accepted, so it's not like you're just digging for news. When AEW, it seems like every other week somebody's pissed off at CM Punk.
Yeah,
it's just not good. It's not good.
Well, there is
the
headlines and a little bit more on the hit piece from here, Top Rope Renegades. But there's more. Don't you worry. It's time to dive deeper in as RK will take the reins here and give us the news, the rumors, and innuendo. RK, what do we got this week?
Yes. Sorry, I'm not 100% prepared for this because I was more focused on videos and graphics than actually doing my reporting. So I'm just waiting for my sources to give me the news directly. And I just got one in right now. Tony Storm is making waves in her retirement. She might just be the best thing AEW has, and she's not even wrestling there right now. It's weird. I hear your PlayStation. Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm turning it off because I keep getting internet things, so I want to make sure that everything's turned off. So
okay,
chill out.
Tony Storm announced that she will miss the upcoming CMLL show on December 13th, citing a mix of personal and professional reasons. To be blunt, I will not be coming to Mexico on December 13th or probably ever again. Sure, I can make up some cockamamie excuse. I do legitimately have a torn labia, but to be honest, I just don't have it anymore. Reflecting on her wrestling career, she admitted, I lost in AEW, I lost in Stardom, I lost in CMLL, I have nothing left to lose. Storm would go on to acknowledge that the wrestling world will move on. AEW will send a suitable replacement. Somebody will do an arm drag, somebody will blow an air horn, and the world will keep on spinning. She expressed a bittersweet resignation, though, saying, professional wrestling is a big, fat, beautiful place, but there is no room left to be timeless. She concluded by describing her new focus. I'll be where I now belong, in the sun, on the dirt, with this dog that I stole from the park. Whatever happened to Tony Storm? Nothing. Chin down, tits in, and don't bother watching for the shoe.
She's killing it.
Is she not the fucking greatest thing on this planet right now in women's wrestling?
Yeah, but can I just be that guy and say I'm very worried? I'm worried, man. AEW is going to fuck this up.
She is weaving the most beautiful kayfabe story alive.
They're going to fucking fuck this up somehow, man. We don't
worry. Watch. You can't get mad at them for them because they fucked up. WWE lost their chance with her.
Yeah, oh, totally.
They had her. Had her.
Yeah. Tough.
What else do I got? Okay, so this is interesting with how the whole New Day Big E, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods came down. It came out after the next day, actually shortly after Raw. WWE has reportedly not added injury time to Big E's contract, and it is unknown if he has signed a new contract with the company. His previous deal was signed in 2019 and was believed to run until the end of 2024.
So it's coming up. I feel like there may be a deal already in place.
I
Big
feel
E-
like with how the story is going, I think he's got to be close to being cleared.
maybe he is coming back, but he does a really good job on the pre-shows and stuff, so maybe they want to keep him around for that. But it's interesting. But yeah, with the whole segment, it makes you feel like he's got to get in the ring again.
Yeah. It that can't be your write-off. That can't be your send-off for Big E into, retirement. That can't be it.
No chance.
Not a chance. FB, GCW. He's causing himself a lot of problems. I don't have the exact third article, but I'll paraphrase it, but I have his second. So FE doubled down on comments made about the Tony Khan and his father that got Ricky Starks pulled from GCW. I mentioned what it was last week. Brett doesn't have a dad who pays him to stay away. Blah blah blah. So he doubled down on that this week. He essentially calling Tony Khan a nepo baby who worked for the first time in his life last year. Then he comes up to say, the statement I made that seemingly was what pissed him off was about his dad paying him to stay away. And I think those words were pointed. And to clarify, I would like to say that I don't think that Tony Khan has ever been the best person that interviewed for a job in That's Why He Got It. I think he's been given a lot of positions in companies his father owns. I think he's been given a lot of fluff PR positions. I do not think that he was ever the best technical person for any of the jobs that he has listed. I think the first time he ever actually did any real work was firing CM Punk. That's why it was so emotionally exhausting for him.
Oh, Effie. Wow. I don't know much about Effie, and I really don't care. But he's just saying what a lot of people are thinking.
So I guess it was yesterday. I think I read it. I should have screenshotted it, but I didn't. But apparently Effie came out kind of apologizing about the whole thing because I think the GCW uppers, Brett Lauderdale, were like, "Hey, yo, dude, chill the fuck out."
Mm. Yeah, and I it's probably gonna come up in a minute, but the fact that they pulled Ricky Starks from their stuff, and then Tony Khan has Matt Cardona challenging Chris Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Title is crazy.
Absolutely.
Just saying.
Ethan Page. This is why Ethan Page is so good, and we'll get to it on NXT Deadline on why he's so fucking good. He was interviewed by Sports Illustrated, and he was asked, "What are your plans moving forward? You're 35 years old. You just got into WWE. What are your plans moving forward?" And he goes, "I'm 35. I got to stack that cash up quick. I got 2 kids, hot Colombian wife. I'm just trying to make sure everyone's happy and taken care of." I love the dude. Seriously, fantastic. For that to happen, I probably got to brush shoulders with the guys like Punk, who screwed me. So if he needs a special guest referee, I'm pretty special. I'd love to return the favor. Me and Cody have a history. I mean, it's personal history, even if I'm the only one that saw it. I'd love to get in there with him. Randy's one of my favorite wrestlers growing up. I'm grown now, so I'd love to handle that. John Cena, he can get some too. He's on a little bit of a time crunch, so that would be nice. Royal Rumble, maybe. Put that on the bucket list. WrestleMania, you said it. Let's definitely do one of those. Then there's this show happening in Toronto. I think it's called Elimination Chamber. 6 guys got to be in that match. I don't know. You could pick 5, make one of them me. That'd be great. How long you want this list to be? I could go all day.
It's so good, man. And I just got to thinking, if you from the video you made, the questions of who the hell's Carmelo's opponent on SmackDown? Ethan Page.
Yeah.
I was pushing. If you watch the Deadline stream, I was like, okay, if Trick loses the title to Ridge Holland, maybe he's the surprise for Carmelo. But Ethan Page kind of makes sense to me now because of how things ended on NXT with Ethan Page.
100%.
Okay. But no, Ethan Page is awesome, man.
So good.
I should probably get some of his merch.
So good.
Yeah.
Drew is back, baby. Drew is back. He took a little hiatus, but he comes back, lays out Sami Zayn. He's firing on all cylinders on Twitter. It's like he's never missed a beat. So Big 12 Conference on Twitter posted certified football guys. It was Jey Uso and Sami Zayn at the Big 12 championship game, I'm assuming, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, Drew captioned the tweet and said, reliable sources told me the players were saying, ain't he a little old to be a Make-A-Wish kid?
He's back. Never left.
So good.
Never left.
I was gonna read this Dave Meltzer thing, but I don't think it's real, so we're not those guys.
Yeah, let's stay away from that. I couldn't find any legitness to that.
No, me neither. So I did save it to read, but I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
We like to, shoot our shot at AEW and all that shit and Dave Meltzer, but we will not knowingly post false information.
Yeah, we
might stretch the truth.
We do actually do research, and when we talk about something, there is facts behind it.
And then we just like to make fun with it because it's fun.
Yep,
it's the hit piece for a reason, people.
Yeah,
come on,
bang bang. Guns up.
At Survivor Series, CM Punk starting a pre-match confrontation with the New Bloodline while they were locked in the cage was an audible on his part. None of it was scripted. And it was so good.
It was great.
It was so good.
It was great. And if you're Bronson Reed and that happens, and Bronson did a good job because he went with it.
Yep.
I mean,
they know what they're doing. That was good shit.
Bronson wasn't like what are we doing here? This isn't a part of it. No, he was like, oh, okay, we're doing this.
Yeah, no, they
WWE
pivoted. Jimmy pivoted, got a black screen on a pay-per-view. Come on, NBC. Come on. Black screen on pay-per-view?
Yeah.
For a middle finger by Jimmy. Come on.
They released the in camera and footage and audio from the cages from Survivor Series. It's out right now. You can go watch it. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think Punk goes up behind Jimmy while they're in the cage. He goes, "Look at us. Who would have thought? Huh? Who would have thought?" And then him and Sammy going, "Are you going? Am I going?" And Sammy's like, "Well, I mean, it's his order. He's the tribal chief. Yeah, big chief."
That's good shit. Jacob Fatu missed on a moonsault to CM Punk during the War Games match at Survivor Series. It was not planned for him to sell the leg the way he did, but he is not injured. So it's just Jacob being
he's a pro.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
He's a pro. Speaking of Bloodline, real quick, I'm looking over here at my other screen. Zilla Fatu called out Solo Sikoa at his independent show and started yeeting after the show. Dude, get Zilla. Zilla's fantastic.
I'll get all of them, man. They're all great.
That's true.
For whatever it's worth, and I love how fucking Cage Side does this. I love it. For whatever it's worth, Brian Alvarez noted on Wrestling Observer Radio that it appears WWE is planting seeds for a Gunther babyface turn.
Okay.
I haven't seen it. I don't know what seeds those were. Have you seen any seeds for a babyface turn? It is Brian Alvarez reporting this, so I mean,
well, no, I'm trying to think in my head here what happened on Raw to make him think that was the thing. Is it because of Finn being a heel? Is that what we're doing?
Possible.
And Finn's going after Damien or after Gunther now?
Possible.
That's the only thing.
Maybe. You got to, a good battle is always, babyface versus heel, but I don't know. Gunther as a babyface, that's doable. He's well liked. He's not popular, so it would work. I mean, for fuck's sakes, we got Dominic chance at Raw. Anything's possible, I guess. There's still no talk about Carmella returning. Fightful says WWE would love to have her back, but isn't planning anything as she's been unable to train due to a case of drop foot. We did talk about that, but it wasn't about this report. We just happened to talk about it.
Because we were ahead of the game.
We're always ahead of the game. Sean Ross Sapp watches us. 100% Sean Ross Sapp watched us. He's like, fuck, they got shit for us.
Fuck, I didn't report that. I didn't report that shit.
Rumors are, well, it's not a rumor. Penta is a free agent, and rumors are is he's already signed with WWE, but they're just rumors.
Their Lucha Bros will be in WWE. It's gonna happen. Just Ray Phoenix contract has to run out. I got a quote here from JBL.
Yeah, what's he up to?
Yeah. So as you know, he's been making a lot of buzz where he keeps making appearances, TNA, GCW, and other promotions. He was on Something to Wrestle with Conrad Thompson. Conrad brought up JBL turning 58 and asked the WWE Hall of Famer whether the next year or what was the plans for 2025, basically. JBL said, I was thinking about that when I turned 58. I thought this is going to be the year that some fun stuff, crazy stuff's going to happen. I've been planning this for a while. And COVID happened and I got bored. Been wanting to do some stuff in the wrestling business because it's what I love. It's what I've always wanted to do, and now I'm getting a chance to do it. I've got big plans coming up, so hopefully this year will be a year to remember and that there is an end game to all of it. I don't know what JBL's cooking up, but he's out there.
He's been doing work. He's been at TNA. He's been down in CMLL.
Yeah. And he's
not CMLL. CMLL. Yeah, he was down at CMLL.
Yeah, he did CMLL. He's been pain free. He had a bunch of stem cell? He got
stem cell. We talked about that a few episodes back.
Yep, and he's feeling good. So maybe JBL is about to make a run for the TNA World Championship. I don't know.
Uncle Dave, come on, man. Come on. The Wrestling Observer says they don't have official word that The Rock will work WWE's debut episodes. Yeah, because they're not going to fucking tell you. Debut episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix, but those in the company we've talked with figure it makes sense just like we do, whether he's committed to wrestling at Mania or not. The Rock will be at day one Netflix. Come on.
I want to continue to say that Sean Ross Sapp, Dave Meltzer, all of them have been pushing the Rock's not in the plans for WrestleMania. But then they had the caveat that if he wanted to, he could be, though. But we don't. He's not in the plans. He's not going to be at WrestleMania. That's what they're basically saying.
That's because WWE's feeding you guys fucking shit.
Yeah, I think they're kind of
your sources are not that. They're fucking with you, 100%. It is expected that more WWE talent will be on the indies over the next year.
Okay. All right.
There looks like, you know, the Triple H effect's coming in, and he sees a bigger vision than what Vince saw. That there's talent outside of.
So clear. It's very evident, and I think the biggest thing, WWID, is the biggest way to look at it. Do you think a WWID would have been a thing? We talked about this. Vince McMahon would have never came up with the WWID idea.
No.
So yeah, you see it. What you got? You got a look on your face. We got an RK bomb. Breaking news. Big story.
Plans for a match between Christian and Hook have been put on hold. Thank fucking God they came to their senses. Because Christian is going to be involved in an AEW world title picture.
Well, yeah, doesn't he still have? I mean, we're not watching, but he has the contract thing probably still. I
assume he still has the contract.
Oh,
thank God that they just put that to sleep. Christian and Hook.
Your favorite Tetsuya Naito is set to undergo another eye surgery.
Yeah, he's had nothing. It's been a long thing with him.
Got a little news in front of me. Trying to help. I got a really cool
one. Kevin Nash revealed that he needs surgery to repair torn biceps. He won't be able to move his arm for about 6 weeks following the tendinosis surgery.
Huh. Was he lifting or?
I mean, probably. The dude's still fucking ripped.
Yeah. Did you see this, RK? Hulk Hogan Wrestling All-Stars PSA Mint 9 graded cards sold for $132,000. It is the most expensive wrestling card ever sold.
That's really not that much when you think about it with how much cards have gone for.
Yeah.
Cool. That's cool. Hulk Hogan, obviously, you know, one of the greatest. Drew McIntyre's return to WWE television was not expected to be this soon, and there's belief it happened now because of Bronson Reed's injury at Survivor Series. I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that. They need a big bruising guy. I somehow seen, as weird as it seems, the Shield, a rebuild of the Shield. Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and one other person. I think they could do it.
Who would the other person be?
Don't know, but I'm thinking Drew is going to align himself with Seth.
I don't like that idea at all. I don't.
I do.
A new Shield? No, I don't like it. Let's stop recycling gimmicks. The Shield's the Shield.
Wrestling's nothing about recycling gimmicks. Name me a gimmick that hasn't been done before.
The Shield.
Shield's basically NWO.
No.
They came in and took over.
3 guys. How many people were in the NWO?
Originally, 3 fucking guys.
How many people were in the NWO?
Originally, 3 guys, and it grew.
Okay. How many people were in the Shield?
3 guys, originally.
And did it grow?
No, it broke up.
And actually, the correct answer is it did. Kurt Angle was an honorary Shield member. I don't know.
There you go. What are you trying to fucking do then? You know I'm right. There's not a single gimmick in wrestling that hasn't been done before.
Undertaker.
Damian Priest.
Shut the fuck up. You said that with a straight face.
Like, don't go there, man.
Miles Bourne.
Oh, you're making my head hurt.
The Rock.
Gunther either is about to or already has signed a new multi-year contract with WWE. Of course, he has.
Yeah,
the dude, like,
he's
when in your contract it says I will only lose once every 4 years. You're going to sign that contract.
Stud.
And I'm not complaining about the fact that he only loses once every 4 years because it's fucking fantastic.
WWE lifer now. He's not going anywhere. He'll be with the company.
Oh yeah, he's going. He's Hall of Famer, guaranteed.
Yep.
Second Saturday night's main event will indeed be January 25th, as had been previously rumored. The idea for them will be one every quarter. So yes, they're having one like this weekend, and then obviously in January. But when you think about it, January, April, July, October, right? So
yeah, but they're just
once
doing
every
this.
quarter.
They're just doing this one to.
Well, this is
It's still the October quarter, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So once every quarter,
it doesn't have to be the first month of that quarter, but
no,
yeah, I get
it just happens that this worked out this way. And honestly, we don't have a pay per view in December anyway, so the December one should be the main event.
We technically
because it's basically a pay per view.
Technically, did Deadline.
It is said that they don't know if Sheamus's cracked rib injury WWE announced is real or storyline because when asked, no one could say either way.
Or no one wanted to tell you because they don't owe you a fucking thing.
Exactly.
That's what I
this is all Wrestling Observer shit. So, Dave, they ain't talking to you, or they ain't telling the truth. That's for damn sure.
This isn't a story, by the way.
Is this all of a sudden just your segment?
I'm helping you out.
I don't need help. I have news lined up, but go ahead, hijack my segment.
No, this isn't a good time.
Oh yes, it definitely is a good time now because it's probably not even going to be newsworthy.
It's not. I'm literally giving you a name. I'm gonna actually start doing this. Can we agree on something? We're doing this live right now as we're recording. I'm gonna do something. My one thing has been the ratings, right? I'll do that. I'll read the headlines and then I'll let you go. I will do that going forward, and I will not help with the news as long as you allow me.
Don't be that way. Now you're just being a bitch.
Okay, I'll help here and there. But I want to incorporate something in the news where I will just give you a name to look out for. The WBID program is going on. I'm going to do a little research. I'm going to find some guys. Here's the guy or girl you should look out for. Cool?
Whatever you want, man.
Because there's one on NXT. It's not a WBID, but the name Lainey Reed. Remember the name Lainey Reed. She just had her debut on NXT Level Up, and she is fantastic. And she's going to be a name to watch out for. Carry on with your news. Lainey Reed.
Back to the hit piece with RK. Kenny Omega wants to take his... of the Top Rope Renegades. Kenny Omega wants to take his return from injury slow. The idea is to ease into a full-time schedule down the line and hope everything holds up. That's probably the best path to take instead of just coming back and trying to put on an 8-star banner. Start off with some 3-star matches and some 3.5-star matches. Work your way up to like a 4.5, and then put on a 7-star banner.
I feel like him and Gabe Kidd are going to come out and just put on a 6-star banger.
Yeah, they are. Absolutely, 100%. I don't think Kenny Omega understands what taking it slow is.
Yeah, I think Kenny is saying he's going to take it slow, but taking it slow to Kenny is still putting on an absolute fucking classic.
100%.
He'll do the match with Gabe Kidd. It'll be like a 6-star classic. Like, yeah, I was just kind of
completely off topic, not really, but Kenny Omega, Will Ospreay, Swerve Strickland. So right now in AEW, people are asking why are you having Ospreay losing matches to Kyle Fletcher and shit, but then Swerve Strickland beats Kyle Fletcher and all this shit and stuff like that. And somebody brought up a really good point. It's like, yeah, Ospreay is really fucking good, and he has already had a historic career in his very young career. But Swerve Strickland is known on TV and to the North American audience, and Ospreay really isn't.
Yeah. I see what they're getting at. I think Ospreay's name has been building more so, though, to a casual.
He'd be a goddamn superstar if he was in WWE.
Yeah, and it's you can call it a shot at AEW if you want, but it's more so the amount of eyes that watch the product.
100%.
The amount of people that watch AEW are, funny enough, probably the same amount of people that also add to the WWE eyes. It's not just, there's a few people that are like, I'm only watching AEW, but I'll tell you this right now, there's a lot of people that watch all of it.
We really tried to.
We couldn't. It got too bad. And there's more people that watch WWE than AEW. It's obvious. But the people that watch AEW are also watching WWE. But there's people that are like us that are like, yeah, I can't watch this shit anymore.
Like, we know, but there are, yes, 100%. AEW fans are probably the smarter fans. I will admit that. Hold up. Let me finish my thought. They know that there's other companies of wrestling. They know the New Japans, they know the Noahs, They know WWE. There are a lot of WWE fans that only watch Raw, only watch SmackDown. That's all they know. They don't even know what the fuck's going on NXT.
I would say they don't watch NXT. We are in a group of wrestling fans. I think we can consider ourselves smart-ish. We know
what's going on in the world of wrestling beyond WWE.
We don't watch Noah. We don't watch Stardom. We really haven't watched New Japan in a long time just because life is busy. We strictly stay North American wrestling, but we do pay attention. But I agree with your point. The main WWE eyes only watch Raw and SmackDown. That's it.
That's abundantly obvious because when an NXT quote unquote superstar comes up like Carmelo Hayes,
it's tough.
Tiffany Stratton, the crowd doesn't instantly realize that they're already a star. It's like they got to rebuild themselves up from scratch.
It's true. I mean,
it's sure the fucking help when Vince McMahon started dressing up superstars as like bondage characters on TV. What the fuck? I will forever go back to that. How the fuck do you destroy a character like Karrion Kross so horribly, and then it takes him 3 fucking years to rebuild back to where he currently is and absolutely on fire? And that promo on Raw was fucking ridiculous.
And this is a part of me that feels like is maybe a slight at WWE. I feel like Raw and SmackDown programming, if there's a way to fit it in to do a little bit of a better job of and I'm not talking about in ring, I'm talking about with video packages or promos, getting eyes on what's happening in NXT. It's tough.
WWE is forever notoriously known as their brand is their brand, and they don't stray from their brand,
which is interesting enough to say when they have strayed from how things used to be in the past few years.
Well, Triple H is trying his best too.
Yeah.
Like DIY, does DIY get they get a pop, but do they get the pop they probably deserve?
No. And Carmelo, the pops he got in NXT, well, he was booed a lot. But...
And like I bet you there's a lot of WWE fans that probably don't know the banners that Ciampa and Gargano put on down in NXT, man.
Right. And it makes you wonder, like when Trick comes out, the whoop that Trick chant, it'll be there. But
it has been there because he's shown up on their shit and it's there. But there are certain things that it's getting better, but WWE for a long time notoriously they're brand related, so they stick to their brand.
Yeah. Boy, we just went on a tangent. Carry on.
Well, isn't that the whole point of what we're doing? Is talking about wrestling?
Oh yeah, this is This Week in Wrestling. If you're enjoying what we're doing, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the ring, the notification.
We don't have to be formal. I'm not just going to sit here every week and go, WWE is not including Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in their creative plans for WrestleMania 41 per Chris Featherstone, the porn star. The company wants to use him and things could change at any moment, but he's currently not scheduled for the event. That'd be boring, wouldn't it? Although Chris Featherstone is still a fucking porn star name.
I was going to go with the bit, but you kept going. I was gonna, and that was RK with that news update. In other news, the New Day.
Anyways, WWE is not including Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the creative plans for WrestleMania 41 per Chris Featherstone, as per every guy on the internet. As his caveat, the company wants to use him, and things could change at any moment, but he's currently not scheduled for the event. And seriously, with all the fake Thea Halo accounts on TikTok wanting to be my friend, I'm not stupid. I wish, but I'm not.
A part of me feels like there is plans in place with Rock. I
just shoot my shot and I get it right like 90% of the time. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Yeah. With The Rock, I feel like there is stuff in place, and WWE just doesn't want to tell anybody.
No, because why would you? What happened to being surprised?
Yeah. That's what that's what I do and don't like. Like the Royal Rumble is going to roll around, and I don't want to see any news of, oh, here who's going to be in it, blah blah blah. We're going to
have we start a show an hour late, and you accidentally go on Facebook, and you already know what happened for the first fucking hour.
Yeah, that's why if we're not live streaming, we are an hour behind watching, and most of the time it's waiting on you because the time difference. And
oh, yeah, it's my fault. Thanks.
I mean, I wasn't the one that said it. You did. And I'll just take my phone and kind of just toss it.
Don't worry. I will make sure I totally get you back when it's racing season.
That's fine. I'm going to quit my job.
Hey, like, comment, share, subscribe. We want to do this every day for you. No, don't steal my gimmick.
You literally stole it from Ethan Page.
That's fine.
Let's go down that. Let's go down that. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. That's fine.
Steal somebody else's. Why do you got to steal shit that I steal?
Fine.
That's not PG. In response to numerous users replying to Featherstone's post was Johnson's reaction to an earlier report that he wouldn't be working next year's WrestleMania. Sean Ross Sapp reposted Featherstone and added, "He's The Rock and ultimately he can do what he wants. But this post is correct and has been for quite a while." See, Sean Ross Sapp just hijacked that man's fucking Twitter post.
Yeah, and they're just leaving that little bit. He can do what he wants. He can do what he wants.
I can't wait for the day that Sean Ross Sapp has to quote us. I just can't wait for the day.
Yeah, it's not gonna. It might happen. Let's make it happen.
Honestly, I think if we say their names enough, somebody will eventually get it in their fucking view. As much as I hate saying their names, but I say them because I do want them to catch wind of us and call us assholes or, anything. Just give us a bump.
This is gonna sound. You're maybe not gonna agree with it. I think Sean Ross Sapp and Dave Meltzer are good at their jobs now. Just because they're not always wrong. Let's just be real here. They're not always wrong. But when they are wrong, they act like everybody that calls them out are the worst people on this planet. That's what makes them...
Fuck, I will happily have anybody call us out, and I will argue with you for hours.
They will report stuff that is correct. But when they're wrong, there's always the, well, we said maybe, or... I'm going to be showing that, and I'm going to falsely accuse somebody of being a child pedophile.
Your mama sucks dick, okay?
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. Sean Ross Sapp completely went on a tangent calling out someone for being a pedo, and he was falsely accusing him of it. but that's besides the point.
I'm just referencing the part where somebody yelled at Jacob Fatu, "Yo, you suck. Your mama suck dick."
Jacob Fatu's great.
You don't give a fuck. In a follow-up report on Fightful Select, Sapp writes the WWE sources told him The Rock's cameo at Bad Blood didn't have a specific direction and was done just to get him on the show. The report also says Cody Rhodes and The Rock filmed something at a recent premiere of Moana 2, but it's not known what the footage was done for, even if it will be released.
I'm calling BS on the Bad Blood thing. If
There's a plan.
If I've learned anything about WWE recently, and I'm stealing this from Sam Roberts on his show, one of the rules he has is everything counts. Everything fucking counts in this business. Plain and simple. If they didn't have something in place,
unless you're Odyssey Jones,
well, maybe don't. Anyway, yeah. That's news too. He wasn't the reports he was scheduled to be a part of that New Day segment as well, and he was going to replace E at that segment or some shit like that, I guess.
Juice Robinson has broken his fibula early in his match with Will Ospreay on last Saturday's Collision.
Oh no, he was just
he
out
just
for
got back.
Time. Yeah. That's Tony Storm's husband, married, something like that.
Yeah.
Well, he can go hang out on a beach in dirt with Tony.
Thank God. While Raw will remain PG as per Nick Khan, it is said that he said I can't read. While Raw will remain PG as per Nick Khan, he also says he is 99% sure that the one thing you will see different when they go to Netflix is less bleeping out of the crowd chants.
Good.
Or all of it, because I watched it on Sportsnet and there is no filter.
Yeah, just don't have a filter. You can keep the PG thing, but let's not black out screens. Let's not, unless there's something like that you should black out. Like, I understand wardrobe malfunctions. You want to
no blacking out of that shit. It happens.
You want to black?
Come on, J-Lo, Justin Timberlake. You think Justin Timberlake would be as big as he is today if it wasn't for that? Come on,
J-Lo. Are you talking about Janet Jackson?
J-Lo, Janet Jackson. See, same difference. The main outcome was Justin Timberlake's now the
big difference.
Well, sort of.
Anyway,
J-Lo. I just like J-Lo. I can't help it. You know, I like my Latinas. What? I'm proud of it. Anyways, what the fuck? Okay, well, let's get right into this. While discussing Ryan Nemeth's complaint about being mistreated by CM Punk in AEW, Dave Meltzer said the following: "If Punk hadn't gotten so mad at Colt Cabana for going out to pizza with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the entire wrestling business would be different today." What?
Hold on.
Dave, were you drinking when you wrote that? What the? What is going on? What does that even? I got to find out what that is referencing. I don't even understand what that is referencing. I don't
know if that's a callback from back in the day. I don't ring about.
No, it's definitely a callback. Dave Meltzer is bringing up some obscure shit, and he's saying it would have changed the entire business. Wow.
Move along.
All right. Sources have been telling WrestleVotes that Finn Balor has solidified himself as a true locker room leader over the past year or so in WWE. It sounds like there will be a sustained singles push for Balor in 2025. Let's
go.
Balor deserves it. He held the title for a day.
Somebody put out a tweet and they're like, "Let's have this conversation." And you're not gonna like what my opinion is. It was a picture. No,
I don't like most of your opinions.
The tweet. You're dumb.
Oh, sorry.
The tweet.
That was a off the cuff. It wasn't meant. I'm sorry.
Of Daniel Bryan on the side and his age and when he retired, and Finn Balor, who is the same age as Daniel Bryan. Basically, their statement was, "I'd take Finn Balor over Daniel Bryan."
Finn Balor has so much upside, and he's been so poorly used for a long time.
Finn Balor's New Japan run was better than Danny Bryan's AEW run.
100%. Why do you Finn Balor built his whole name off of New Japan Pro Wrestling?
I don't think I have the Bullet Club's not on this shirt. Never mind. Think about how much money he would make if that was trademarked because he created it.
As per usual, WWE has 5 total matches planned for the return of Saturday night's main event, which means there's one match yet to be announced. We got Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes. We got Gunther and Finn Balor.
Yep.
We have.
I think there's a tag title match in there.
Liv's on the card too, isn't she?
No.
Fuck, we gotta look up what the actual card is.
Yeah, we will. We will.
It is also said that Hulk Hogan is one of the legends WWE has discussed bringing in for that show.
Oh, interesting. I mean, it makes sense. No matter how you feel about Hulk Hogan, it kind of makes sense for hers.
Legend. I just pulled up some news, and for some reason, Odyssey Jones is actually in the picture.
That's what I talked about a second ago, probably.
Probably. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, it's exactly what we just talked about a second ago. That makes sense. Several hours before last night's or Friday night's SmackDown, PW Insider said the word making the rounds among WWE talents is that Bronson Reed will have surgery sometimes next week, and he will be out for an indefinite period of time.
That sucks, man. He was he was on fire. I really did.
And it's, you know what? I hate to say this, but it took me a long time to warm up to his shit. And I really started to think, fuck, this guy's finding his stride. And now to be injured for what could be at least half a year.
Yeah.
I'm worried that he's going to come back and he's going to have to start all over again.
It depends on how they treat him when he comes back. What do they do with him? Where do they put him against? Is he just going to come out and start tsunamiing people?
Because he was slotted to be very heavily involved in the Bloodline story. And I mean, at this moment, if you're involved in the Bloodline story, somebody has a lot of faith in you.
Yep.
And just to figure out a way to reinsert him back into that story 6 months down the road, that Bloodline story could have a drastically different landscape in 6 months.
Oh yeah. And they're down now Bronson, and they're down Tongaloa too. So
yeah, well, Tongaloa has no problem coming back. You just got to go back to his botcha gimmick. You
leave him alone.
He'll be fine. He's fine.
He's great at what he does.
He's a Tonga. He's definitely fine. Unless Hikuleo replaces him.
Uh-oh. Hot take.
Even though former New Japan Pro Star, see my segue here, even though former New Japan Pro Star Hikuleo has yet to debut in WWE, the Observer says he is in the system and not injured. Whenever his debut does happen, it will most likely be in NXT. Or replacing Tongaloa.
Okay.
Per Insider, 2 recent alignment changes on WWE's internal roster includes the War Raiders being listed as baby faces and the New Day now listed as heels.
Yep.
It is believed that within AEW, that hologram has been out of action for nearly 2 months with a serious ankle injury. The timeline for his return is currently unknown. I feel like that's not an important story to be telling.
Never had a match with Dynamite, I don't think.
No, that's not true. He did.
I don't know.
Like his debut, I think.
I thought it was on Collision.
It might have been, actually. Hey, Thunder Rosa said, hey, why do people always bitch about saying they don't watch this and they don't watch that, and I don't watch Collision and I don't know what's going on in their story? Like, it's like, that's just stupid. Watch all wrestling. We love wrestling. It's like, well, I'm sorry, Thunder, but Collision, come on.
Yeah, Rampage, get out of here.
Like, we know those are non-existent shows. Nobody watches them. Like, literally.
The views support that.
Apparently Eric Bischoff was on MLW.
Yeah, we talked. I hinted at that a little bit. He was doing the MLW one shot where he takes control of MLW for a night.
He did mention that. So apparently MLW is very happy with his involvement, and the company plans to feature him again.
So I wanted to go to my messages real quick. My buddy Brian was working, and I don't know if I should read this or not.
Okay.
I'm not going to read that. I don't know if he
Why?
doesn't. It's nothing crazy. It's just, you know what? Fine, I'll read it. So he works with MLW, and he texted.
This is our sources giving us direct sources. Come on. Just source
so
them. Just
he texted and said, I got to spend my day with Stingray from Cobra Kai. I haven't watched Cobra Kai. Have you?
I know who that is. Yep.
Okay. And Eric Bischoff. Kind of surreal to be sitting here eating pizza with Eazy-E and him giving me business advice and talking about having me to do work with him.
That's cool.
I got to work with and write a promo for Matt Riddle, Tom Lawler, and Eric Bischoff. Crazy odd day, but lots of fun. And then here, if you can look at my screen, got to take some headshots for Bischoff and MLW.
Cool.
Shout out to Brian. Good guy. But yeah, MLW. Did that event already happen?
Yes, it did. Hence why MLW was very happy with his involvement in it. But thanks for listening to my news.
I was. I just want to... Here it is. I wanted to have the results here for you, man. That's all. So MLW's one shot. Basically, Bischoff opened the show announcing a Gramble. I don't know what that is. We may have to go find it. I'm just seeing if there's anything cool. There was a taped fist match between Alex Kane and Bobby Fish.
Ooh, Bobby Fish of New Era.
Yeah, Undisputed Era. This Alex Kane got the win and then was fired by Eric Bischoff. I don't know. We might have to take a look at this, man. I don't know. It seems very interesting. Paul Walter Hauser, do you know who that is?
Yeah.
Was on the show in a street fight against the Andersons, Brock Anderson, CW Anderson. And Matt Riddle defeated Donovan Dijak by DQ on this show.
Nice. We should actually find it. I want to see a Dijak match.
It's
I miss Dijak.
If I'm not mistaken, it is free. You can go watch it on YouTube right now. MLW's YouTube channel. It is free to watch. So,
well, I know what I'm doing after this.
There you go.
Last couple things. The news is over, but I got a last couple of things. JD McDonough is currently being torn apart on Twitter. He posted there have been 4 sets of WWE Tag Team champions over on SmackDown since me and Finn Balor won the World Tag Titles. A generational run. All the comments are pretty much the same, but this is one of them. Bruh, there have been 4 sets of tag team champions on SmackDown because the titles are actually defended.
JD's great. That's good shit.
One last thing from Miss Yim 2 on Twitter when all this shit went down. This is one of her original posts that led to the whole back and forth with Austin Creed. She posted, "Nah, when we bought our home, I was looking forward to having the boys over. I was mentally planning to make 2 different meals to accommodate True Kofi, vegan ass, and Austin Creed wins childish ass palate. But since y'all want to be ungrateful crybaby ass bitches, y'all can choke." Austin Creed goes on to reply, "Looks like I dodged a bullet not having to pretend to enjoy a bland ass meal."
And that is when she replied back to that with the quote I read in the earlier headlines. It should have been more understanding given the circumstances. The biggest achievement of my 10+ year career was a Burger King crown. I'd be a hating ass bitch too. That was the all of it there. Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, well that's
is the news, the rumors, the innuendo on the hit piece.
The hit piece. Okay, all right.
That you just Jedi mind trick me over there.
Lock in because it's time to break down the weekly shows.
These are not the drones you were looking for.
We have.
Dad, those are totally the drones you were fucking looking for.
We got Monday Night Raw, we got NXT, we got SmackDown, and we got NXT Deadline. Stick around. We'll be right back with the weekly show recaps. But first, here's a word from our sponsors.
Well, Kurt reads Dynamite. I just listen.
Oh, we don't have sponsors. Sorry, I thought that was the ad break. Hey, if you want to be a sponsor, reach out to us. Our email is in the YouTube video, and currently looking to get us a little bit of a sponsorship rub as well. We'll be right back with your weekly shows recap.
Finger guns. Finger guns.
Welcome back in to the Top Rope Renegades, episode number
That's
32.
gonna look weird as shit, but whatever.
Well, what's funny is the cut is you're saying finger guns, and then we come back at finger guns. Finger guns, guns up, blah, blah, blah. All right, it's time for the Monday Night Raw recap from December 2nd, 2024. Sorry, trying to force down.
Liv Morgan does have a fight on Saturday night's main event against Io Sky.
Okay, that is on. Okay. All right. Monday Night Raw as a whole. A lot to get into. Going through my notes here. Let's do it. We kick things off with a War Games recap video, of course. And we open the show with CM Punk shown shaking up with Sammy and Jay, and he heads right to the ring. Punk comes out saying he
CM
sees
Punk coming out there looking like he's just going to the mailbox to fetch the mail.
CM Punk says he sees what his future holds. Multiple roads and different ways to finish your story. He invites everyone to come along with him on this journey, pointing up at, it's not there, but you know what he's pointing at, and it's the WrestleMania sign. And that's
the fact that everybody looked like there's something up there,
right?
it fucking so bad, people.
He invites everyone to join him on the journey, but before he continue talking, burn it down. And Punk is pissed. Seth Rollins is on the way. He wouldn't even turn around to face him as Seth made his entrance. Eventually, we, of course, do get them. Seth says, should have knocked you out when you came back and I had the chance. Saying Punk with Roman made him realize that it's time to rectify his mistakes, and now nothing is in the way, and that tonight is the night he's going to knock Punk on his ass. Punk says, you talk too much, you don't listen. I'm past personal. You had things that I wanted. Now you have nothing. I don't think about you one bit. Stay out of my business. Seth says, you talk too much and you don't listen. This is my business. Pushes him in a brawl. Jay and Sammy break it up. Seth picks up the mic and tells Jay to go back to Roman. Sammy tells Seth off for talking to Jay that way. Then Seth and Sammy go at it over the mic. Over him teaming with Punk and Seth being the reason Roman became the monster he is. And then they'll have a match later. This was a lot going on to open up Monday Night Raw. A lot of moving parts here. We were watching it. I don't know how RK is feeling about it now, but what do you think of the opening to Monday Night Raw? Yeah. RK not a fan, which is fine. I disagree, but
I don't like how it flowed.
No, be real. What was the reason you don't like it? Say what you said on Raw.
I don't remember what I said a week ago.
It all comes back to Roman.
Oh, yeah, it does all come back to Roman.
Roman Reigns has been the focal point of WWE for the past 4 years. Plus. Whether you like it or not, whether he was force-fed, then he turned into the bloodline character we have now. I was watching. You were not. And I can say it all has to do with Roman, whether you like it or not. And
then why have CM Punk involved in it?
What do you mean?
Well, why have you seen Punk out there at all?
In this?
Is Seth feuding with CM Punk, or is Seth feuding with fucking Sami Zayn, or is Seth feuding with Roman Reigns? Pick a fucking lane and stick in it.
You can feud with all of them, and he's feuding. We obviously know why he's feuding with CM Punk. Do I need to explain that?
No, but
he's feuding with Sami Zayn because of Roman Reigns. Roman and Seth go way back. You can't sit here. Like, I mean, you are more than welcome to your own opinion, but you cannot.
Kurt's going to try to shove Roman Reigns down my throat and expect I'm supposed to like him.
I'm not telling you to like Roman Reigns. I'm telling you to understand a fucking story. It's a story. It's been going on for years. You're the one that ran away, and now you're coming back like Cody Rhodes, and you think everything's all hunky-dory. You weren't there.
At least Cody Rhodes has a coherent storyline. He's going to
Yeah,
win.
this does too, but now go ahead and continue to sound like the AEW.
Tell me why is CM Punk involved in it? CM Punk has no reason to be involved with it.
Involved with what?
Exactly. Why is he even out there?
Opening the show Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, and then getting mixed in with Sami Zayn and
Paul Heyman?
Jimmy Uso and
Paul Heyman.
Jey Uso and
Paul Heyman. The
Seth
story
Rollins.
and here, you know what? This is how much
that,
of a hypocrite
and this
you
and
are.
that,
You are a hypocrite.
and this and that.
Go ahead, keep
Over
going
here.
because I'm about to put you on your ass. Go ahead. You done?
No, you're not.
You done?
You can't.
You're done, right? Can I go ahead?
Am I done?
You
I
were,
don't know.
you were Mr. I'm going to predict who the fifth member of War Games is, and you predicted Punk. You were all about CM Punk will be there on behalf of Paul Heyman. Well, why was he mixed in it if you're predicting it, RK? You predicted it, Mr. I'm a predictor, and I predicted everything right. You were totally
now it's done.
fine.
It's over.
It's not done. How is it done? There's a whole
For now.
Paul Heyman owes him a favor, right? But it's done, right?
It's going to get him the title.
Here. Get out of here. Get on.
See how easy to get Kurt going over Roman Reigns? He's such a Roman Reigns fan.
It has nothing to do with Roman Reigns in my mind right now. You are just clearly not looking at the facts.
You just couldn't accept the fact that I thought that the opening was meh.
I don't care if you think it was meh.
What apparently I care about you do, because you have gone on a 10-year rant about it.
What I care about is the fact that I broke down the story that has happened, and your response was, I don't care, because anything that comes out of my mouth is just meh to you.
Right? No, the story's meh. I don't like the fact that CM Punk's even involved in it.
Then why did you predict him being the fifth member of the Bloodline for War Games?
Because I'm just good at predicting what's happening.
And you were all about it.
Doesn't mean I'm have to like what's going on. Okay, I liked it for the Survivor Series because it made sense at the time, but let's see CM Punk go do his own fucking thing. Why does everything have to revolve around the Bloodline?
It's the biggest storyline in WWE.
Yeah, it is. But you can have more than one fucking story.
Him coming out there to open the show had nothing to do with
CM Punk and Seth Rollins alone is its own story that doesn't need the Bloodline involvement.
Fair, I guess, but Seth's hatred.
I don't like the fact that they're taking off the focal point of Seth and CM Punk and now mixing the Bloodline into it.
We're gonna have a real. I disagree because I think Seth's hatred for Roman and his hatred for Punk and seeing Punk help Roman fueled the fire of the hatred towards Punk. I don't think it has anything to do.
You didn't need it though. They should have stuck to the original storyline. That's CM Punk's a cancer, and that Seth Rollins has to save the WWE from him.
I think that still might be a part of it because of what Sami Zayn said in his promo, where he said, "I didn't want it to. Why would I want a team with Punk? I didn't want a team with Punk." I think with WWE, there's so many layers.
That there is, but every layer has to layer into the Bloodline story somehow.
Well, the Bloodline ran the WWE for 4 years.
Well, sort of.
To a point. I mean, it was the storyline, everything.
That's because that's all they had after being mediocre for 7 years. They're like, holy fuck, we got something finally.
Thank God.
But now they have so much more potential for more storylines. I don't think you need to interconnect every story to the Bloodline.
And they're not. They're not.
But they are.
How?
CM Punk magically went from having one of the greatest feuds of the year with Drew McIntyre to being part of the Bloodline story.
He's not a part of the Bloodline story. I'm sorry.
He is, though.
He's not. He is not. It is a...
How is he not? He was just in a Survivor Series match with Paul Heyman that you just tried to explain to me is
you
why
are making it sound like he's a focal point of the Bloodline story. He's not. It is an underlying
That's not what
part.
I was doing. I was saying that he is mingled into it now for no apparent reason.
So we're just supposed to, if he teams with Roman and you're saying that's the one-off, okay, we're done. He did that. We got the Paul Heyman connection because the Paul Heyman connection, Roman, blah, blah, blah. So when he comes out, Seth's supposed to act like that didn't happen. This isn't a...
No, I don't like it because I don't think CM Punk should have been that fifth member.
No, that's a different conversation. I agree.
I don't... My whole point here, and you're not fucking listen to me.
But
I
you
don't
wouldn't
like
listen to mine. But
that
I'll listen to
CM
yours.
Punk.
I'll listen to yours.
I am totally listening to yours. You're trying to explain to me why CM Punk's there, and I get why he's there because of the Survivor Series angle. I get it. I'm telling you, not every story has to go through the bloodline, but they somehow inserted CM Punk into the bloodline story.
Yeah, but at the same time, my argument would be
like, what's next? The Wyatt Six are fighting the bloodline?
You're stretching it now. What we're going to get Roman and Punk, right?
Not necessarily.
Punk wants it. Punk said they'd make magic. He said it. And if you're, this is the seeds are planted. They were planted for it. So I think we're gonna tune into Raw. We'll see.
But you're losing the focal point of the absolutely banger feud you could have had just having Seth and CM Punk going at it.
It's still gonna be a banger feud.
It is, but now it's got the bloodline all over it.
I don't think the bloodline will have any implications on the feud.
I think it will once that favor comes into play.
I mean, yeah, I guess it's a big question what the favor is, but I more so just think it added fuel to the fire.
Seth Rollins think you needed to add fuel to the fire.
Why
it was already fucking burning white hot.
Seth Rollins' mortal enemy, Roman Reigns, teaming with his second mortal enemy, pissed him off. There's your intertwine. It's not a major focal point. It's just there.
You changed the whole concept of the story of Seth had to save WWE from CM Punk because Seth hates CM Punk because he's friends with Roman.
I don't really like. I didn't like the saving WWE angle, to be honest. But and that's not me trying to disagree. I just thought it was more so. I was buying into the Punk Rollins heat just because Rollins hated Punk.
Yeah,
and this
I don't think you need any more reason. Layers, whatever. My whole point is not everything has to go through the bloodline, but everything does go through the bloodline. It's a great storyline, but keep it within the bloodline. You have enough story to tell with all the members of the bloodline. They don't have to add other stories into the bloodline.
Now you're down a couple members.
And they could pull in Zilla and Hikuleo and Mikuleo and Shikaleo and the Tongas twins, and like you have an entire family to pull more members from.
All in all, this isn't going to hurt anything. Everything will be
No,
fine.
I just don't like it.
Fair enough. Let's move on.
And apparently that set Kurt into a fucking rampage.
Though it set me into a rampage because I was trying to break it down and you just acted like whatever I was saying was pointless.
Well, no, I know what they're doing. I don't like it.
And
you can't accept that I don't like it.
No, you don't have to like it. What I couldn't accept was you not hearing me out. You wouldn't hear me out.
You're talking to me like I don't watch the show.
You didn't. You didn't watch. I was trying to explain. You didn't watch during a certain period. This all started when the words "Roman is the monster" is because of Seth, and I was like, "Oh, he's right," and that's where you're like, "Meh." I'm like, "Whoa, you weren't watching there," and then I run it out, and you're just like, "Yeah, whatever. I don't care what you have to say."
I mean, not a high point of WWE, so
not necessarily. It was just it's a part of the story. I don't know.
Bring John Moxley back, and then I'll be interested.
Fair enough. I think everybody would be very interested in that. Anyway, Finn, Seth will have a match. I think it's the main event. It will be the main event match. We get a War Games video, or after War Games video, showing Finn saying he wasn't done with Damian as they jumped Damian backstage at War Games. I'm running through my notes real quick. I don't think Damian was on Raw, was he? Did they say... I'm just checking my notes. I don't think they said anything about Damian. If he's out for an extended period of time or something.
Well, they only have 2 hours, so they can't get everybody on TV anymore.
Right. And I've noticed if you check their socials, there's a lot of like interviews and stuff that are posted now after Raw or during. Anyway.
Yeah, because usually we get them during Raw.
Right. We get the Judgment Day.
Go back to 3 hours.
Yeah. Both shows, SmackDown and Raw. Judgment Day Clubhouse. Liv says, I thought we were staying away from Damien. Finn says Dom couldn't handle it, so he had to handle it. If everyone listens to Finn, we all win, was the quote from Finn Balor.
No. When everybody listens to Finn, the Judgment Day win.
Okay. I summed it up.
How do you sum up something that was already summed up?
Remember how RK is always like, "Oh, Kurt yells at me all the time." You just heard it right there. He yells at me.
Wow, just
I'm the victim.
Oh.
Damage Control versus Liv and Raquel.
You're gaslighting me.
I put quick match. Io and Kyrie look good, but Raquel hits the Tahana bomb for the win on Kyrie. I put decent match. What did you think of this
one? Decent, not really. But I mean, they kept this fast and to the point, and that's a good thing. So really, it's just to show Liv and Raquel aren't pushovers. It's to make them look strong.
Yep.
Damage control. I don't like the fact that it's damage control they did it against, but it is what it is.
Post-match beatdown, Rhea comes to make the save as Raquel and Liv try to take out or add more damage to damage control. But Raquel and Liv get the upper hand after Raquel throws Rhea into the corner of the announce table where she lands eye first.
That looks bad, man. Oh,
it looks sketchy. Very, very, very sketchy. Gunther is getting interviewed, but he gets interrupted by Finn, who says Gunther owes him a title match. Gunther says he owes him nothing, but says, you know who might deserve something? Dominic. He at least has a win over Damien. And he goes to speak with Adam Pearce.
How good is Dominic right now? The whole time. It's
like... two. Stop that. Dakota Kai versus Shayna Baszler versus Katana Chance. This is a triple threat qualifier match for the IC women's title. I put another quick match. Dakota gets the win after Katana takes out Shayna with a 450, leading to a Pele kick for the win. I put decent match again.
It was all right. I mean, the biggest thing out of this is Dakota winning. I honestly didn't see that coming.
Up next, the 10-year anniversary for the New Day. For my notes, all I wrote was, go watch this shit. It is one of the greatest heel turns I've ever seen. Why am I crying? Go watch it.
It's great. It's fantastic. Honestly, what made it great is that I can hear myself through you, and it's pissing me off. You just didn't see it coming. Like, this is not something that you could ever have seen coming. Like, Xavier has been fantastic with his moments right now, but the full turn, both of them on Big E, just out of nowhere, like, come on. And Big E saying he was going to come back every week and be there, where it's like, what? Let's go.
Yeah.
And then
they're like, oh, now you want to come back? Now, after all this time, now you want to come back when it's at the end? I think I saw a lot of people putting out on Twitter. They were like, we all went into this ready to be hurt. And then they were like, here's the outcomes. Xavier is going to turn on Kofi. Or maybe Kofi turns on Xavier. Or it all works out and Big E brings them together. Nobody saw this coming.
Yeah, no, I don't. I never expected them to do that, actually.
Yeah, go watch it. Go freaking watch that segment. It is if you were there during the whole New Day debut and run and where we are now,
but here's the question: if Big E was willing to come back every week and be there for them as manager and be there to get them back on track, something's coming.
Yeah, it makes you. I hope we're in for a Big E return. It's been a long time. A very, 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 very long time. So yeah. Up next, we get a Karrion Kross promo running down the Wyatts. Words will not get him what he wants, and next week he will handle it. They started the fire, and he will make sure that they burn in it. TikTok. This was just quick, but it was good. Karrion Kross is fantastic. What do you think?
Yeah. If nobody can, he's had to work so hard to get back to this level, and he's on fire right now. And as much as I don't think he's beating the Wyatt Six, I think they're going to give him the upper hand for a little bit. I don't think this feud's going to be a one and done.
I'm not going to get into it now, but if you want to run down the Karrion Kross effect, go look into it.
Oh, it's wild. Everybody's touched for the last 2 years have gone heel.
Yep.
Everybody he's touched for the last 2 years has gone heel.
Drew, Xavier's the most recent. Xavier and Kof. Dominic Mysterio taking on Gunther. So basically, I put the crowd was chanting for Dirty Dom until a massive powerbomb puts Dom down for the win. For Gunther to pick up the win. Finn attacks post-match, laying out Gunther by hitting 3 coup de grace and telling Dom to pay attention. Dom put his best.
But Gunther's going to become the babyface. He can be in a match with Dominic, and Dominic gets the chance, which is wild.
Right.
Gunther's going to become the babyface? Okay, come on.
What's wild is we had a night where Kofi Kingston was booed and Dominic Mysterio was cheered. That's the Monday Night Raw we experienced. Finn hitting the coup de grace, telling Dom to take notes. Finn versus Gunther will happen at Saturday night's main event. Kathy Kelly is with Pete Dunne. Basically asked the question, do you think Truth knows who he's facing? But then in the background, you hear some metal pipes clanging around as Jey Uso was taken out by someone. Ooh, speculation running wild.
Yo, IWC, fucking shut the fuck up. All the fucking neckbeards of the world have come out in full force like, oh, is this what Triple H does now when he doesn't know how to tell a story? They just have backstage attacks and nobody knows who done it.
It was done perfectly because it raised the question, who did it? Was it Seth? Was it CM Punk? Was it somebody we don't like? Was it a random person? We'll find out who it was.
The question was never CM Punk. CM Punk and Jay are boys.
Yeah, Seth was trying to make it seem like it was Punk, though.
Well, Seth is dumb because CM Punk and Jay are boys.
R-Truth versus Pete Dunne. This match was what it was. R-Truth wins with a roll-up as Pete Dunne is stuck arguing with the crowd while they were chanting Butch. There you go.
R-Truth is a true master manipulator.
Yep, perfection. Braun Breaker interview is interrupted. Braun's interview is interrupted by Ludwig saying he accomplished what he wanted by taking out Sheamus.
You ready Fightful again?
No, I got mine. I just put Braun twice. I didn't mean to put Ludwig. By taking out Sheamus, and now
That's a Sean Ross Sapp effect right there. You got to stop reading Fightful.
And now his eyes are on the IC title. Braun is game, and Braun takes a small shot at Gunther, saying that his stock is falling. I wrote that in there because it's got a subtle shot at Gunther. Gunther's stock.
It's not a subtle shot at Gunther. It's fucking perfect mind games to get Ludwig to turn on Gunther.
Which will happen.
It always happens.
Is this match happening on Saturday night's main event? We did not look at the card when we went to break.
Announced. I think it probably is.
Yeah.
It is. It is. Yes, okay. It is.
Sweet. Sami Zayn asks Adam Pearce who took out Jay. Adam says, I think you know who. Pearce makes Gunther vs. Finn for Saturday Night's Main Event official. Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn. Seth wins with a roll-up after convincing Sami he didn't attack Jay backstage. Who attacked Jay? Let's talk about the match real quick. It was really not that. I mean, it was a match. They didn't do anything crazy. What did you think of it?
Well, it was the best match of the night by far. Most matches were.
Yeah.
The wrestling wasn't great on Raw. The
No.
stories were good. I still don't like the opening, but whatever.
Fair enough.
I don't know. Raw just didn't do it for me this week. I don't know what it was.
It wasn't the greatest Raw.
The greatest thing that happened was Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. So he convinced Sami he didn't attack Jay, rolled him up, blah, blah, blah. Still asking the question who attacked Jay. Oh, Drew's back. Did he attack Jay?
It doesn't seem like his MO.
Yeah.
Modus operandi.
Maybe it was Jimmy Uso. I don't know. Anyway, that's Monday Night Raw in the books. We're going to move things forward here to talk about NXT from December 3rd, 2024. Got a lot of notes here to get to. We kick things off with Cora Jade versus Jada Parker versus Kalani Jordan versus Ren Sinclair. This is the final match to see who will be the final spot in the Women's Iron Survivor match. Got down just what a match. What a way to kick off the show. All 4 women brought it. Ren Sinclair picks up the win after getting hit with a spinning back fist from Lola that was meant for Jada. She fell onto Cora for the 1, 2, 3. What'd you think of the opening to NXT?
Oh, this match was good, fast paced.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I just keep hearing my voice and the feedback is crazy. I don't get why it's doing that. Where was I? Sorry, this is horrible podcasting. Anyways, no, it's a fast-paced match. Everybody seems to think it was a surprise that Sinclair won, but I don't think so. I think they made the right choice. Ren Sinclair has something. She has something. I don't know what it is. It seems unexpected. She doesn't seem like she would be a top tier star, but I think she has something. I think I'm gonna put my stock behind her and say that Ren Sinclair she's gonna be a main roster star eventually. I think she has a lot of potential.
Okay, interesting. I don't know if I'm that sold on Ren Sinclair yet, but I do agree with the point that I think she has something. Yeah, she picks up the win here. She'll be in the Iron Survivor Women's match. Eddie Thorpe interview, basically saying he did no wrong. Lexus tells him he needs to control his anger. We get the loose cannon moniker is dropped again from Lexus King. Just keep on bringing that up, doesn't he, Lexus King? Jada Parker comes out calling out Lola to the underground match and demanding that the ropes be taken down right away. We come back to commercial with the ropes being down. Jada is pissed, says the words shit, bitch, ass, all in the same sentence. Ava comes out to announce that the match will happen at Deadline. Lola comes out to talk some shit. She gets rocked. Just good shit. Jada Parker, masterclass.
I wonder if she got a talking to.
I don't know, man. She killed that. I don't care.
I mean, it was fire, but I was just like, only The Rock can get away with that.
Yeah, well, she's on that same level, apparently. It was good, man. It was good.
You know what? It's kind of weird. Like 8 months ago, 6, we were like, fucking Jada, you gotta shut the fuck up.
Yeah, she talks too much.
But damn, she's
killed it.
NXT, there's a lot of talent that's just developing so fucking well.
Yeah.
There's just something different. It's almost, back in the Vince McMahon days, they weren't given time. That if they came out and they weren't getting it within a very short period of time, they were gone. One of the biggest ones that comes to mind is Test. They just threw him out there, no experience, no nothing, expecting to be part of a wild big storyline, and he just didn't have the experience, and he was gone like very shortly afterwards. He never was given a chance. And Test had the look. Test had if they had a chance, if they had given him time to develop, I think Test could have become a bigger star. Rest in peace to him, definitely as well. But NXT, even on the main roster, Bronson Reed has been given time to build, and he built it, and I got behind him, and they're doing it on Jada Parker. 8 months ago, I said, nah, I don't buy it. But now I'm like, fuck, Jada Parker's legit. So
yeah, that's what NXT does, and they do it really well. Backstage, Briley Reese, Carmen Petrovich, and Dion Lennox are talking about Ashante. And then we get some flowers that show up from Ashante to Carmen, and now she's happy. This story it's good.
I'm sure she'll be pissed off at him again in like 20 minutes.
It's so good, man. Just a random love story going on in the background.
Like every time I see her story right now is just remind me of that How I Met Your Mother episode with Katy Perry, where it's like, oh honey.
Yeah. Oh honey. Yeah. Good shit. Tag team battle royale. I'm not gonna run down all the teams, but they were all in it. Before the match,
I'll run it down. I'll run it down. In the tag team battle royale, I'll do Kurt's job here for once. He liked to, hijack
No quarter
my news.
catch crews, Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights, the D'Angelo family, Channing Stacks Lorenza, and
Lorenzo.
The other guy's name. What's the other guy's name?
Luca Crucifino.
OTM's Luciana Price and Bronco Nima, Hank and Tank, Josh Briggs and Yoshiki Inamura, Gallus' Wolfgang, and Mark Coffey and Tyree and Tyson Dupont.
It's Yoshiniki.
There's no N.
There is an N.
Yoshiki.
It's Yoshiniki.
I didn't put all the teams in my notes, so I have Fightful to cross-reference. They have Yoshika.
Okay.
I'm just going to, if they're wrong, which is very likely.
No, they're not wrong.
Anyway, there's all the teams. Before things kicked off.
Did you get Tyson Dupont and Tyreek Igwa?
Yeah, I did. You were too busy laughing about me for doing it wrong, I guess. Frax team are arguing about Deadline and that the road they may have to be on come Deadline. For the match itself, it was a battle royale. What'd you expect? But the ending was great. Miles Bourne wins it for no quarter catch crew. It was just a chaos match. Fun, entertaining, good old battle royale match. Miles Bourne getting the 2 eliminations at the very end to pick it up for no quarter catch crew. What'd you think of the battle royale?
Yeah, typical battle royale. It's not like you're ever gonna have a banger match out of these. You're gonna have your spots that are cool and stuff. The stuff between Inamura and Josh Briggs, kind of miscommunication stuff was kind of funny. Hank and Tank are probably. There's a lot of good teams in this. Gallus, they're probably the most recognized or decorated tag team in that.
They've
fucking Miles Bourne out of nowhere. Miles Bourne out of nowhere with the RKO. Seriously, that guy's got to got to figure out a cutter finish of some sort.
Or just start punting people.
Yeah, it works too. Seriously though, the dude looks like Randy Orton. It's ridiculous. The win for him was a little shocking, but totally cool finish. Good job.
Yep.
And also fucking Tavion Heights, man, that dude is fucking athletic as shit.
Yes, Tavion. Yeah, they're a good tag team.
Tavion
Heights.
Tomato.
Olympic wrestler. How about that? He's fantastic. So I'm back. I can't do it. I'm back. Eric Bischoff has arrived to mediate Trick and Ridge Holland. A bit of a war of words, really here. Of course, antagonized by Eric Bischoff. Leads to a brawl. Ridge hitting Trick with a Redeemer. Trick is stretchered out. So what does that mean for Deadline? He has taken in an ambulance as well. So there is that. What do you think of the war of words here, Trick and Ridge?
Eric Bischoff completely not needed at all for this, but hey, why not?
It's just here you go.
Williams continues to be the total package. He is your prototypical superstar, you want to say. I'm still not a huge fan of him, but I can respect what he brings.
Mm-hmm.
Ridge Holland, though. Ridge Holland is such an enigma. The dude, was he on NXT first and then went to the main roster and now he's back on NXT? Or was he just main roster right off the hop?
I think he was main roster. I don't think he was. He may have been. I don't remember.
You ended a dude's career, and I'm sure that still weighs on you to this day. Don't go posting pictures of yourself after Big E gets punted from the New Day, though. That was questionable on Twitter there, bud. But
he's
so good. Rich Holland is just fucking fantastic, man. I would love to. I think he's at a point now where he could be the champion of NXT, and he could probably end up back up on the main roster and actually have a meaningful run up there. He's really found himself. so glad that they didn't dive too deeply into that bullshit retirement. I'm broken inside
Yeah,
horse shit story they were
yeah.
trying to pull off,
They
and that they've gone to this where he's just a destroyer. It works so much better, and they found it. Once again, it's different gimmicks trying to find what works, and they found it. They found it with this. Run with it. Holland is top of his game right now. It's so good. Also, I'm Chase you him. They ain't done. They ain't done.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Who was it talking? Who was talking, Mr. Chase? Up next, Nikita Lyons versus Carmen Petrovich. Ashante shows up to help Carmen, eats a punch from Nikita as he pushed Carmen out of the way. Carmen gets the win and is pissed off at Ashante for pushing her.
You pushed
And
me.
and in quotes, I put, "Why is she acting like my ex?"
Always gonna make it about you.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's alluding to
I'm about to go full heel turn in this bitch and not look back.
Yeah, okay. You're sensitive. I don't understand what's up with you. I do
wanna
this
see
every week, and
You want
are
to
you
see a
just
heel? I'll
grumpy or
show you.
something?
I'll
Did
show
you have
you
a
a
bad
fucking
day?
heel. I'll show you heel.
Yeah, you okay. You're too nice. You're a nice guy. It's okay. You can be a babyface. It's fine. You're allowed to be.
Mhm.
Seriously though, it's good. It's funny good. It's sad good. I don't know. I don't know.
They're
I don't
literally
know how to describe.
portraying a not basic, but like here's the crazy girl you got in your life. This is it right here.
Like I'm at first I was like, nah, Adonis, nah,
And
you
now
just a
we're
player, dog. But now I'm starting to think like, fucking stop playing with that man's heart.
or like get away from her. Like she's not worth it. Oh man. Sean Spears is telling Brooks and Nico the next steps of his plan, and then he sees Gigi and tells her he's happy she's back and that he will be watching. Gigi and they're kind of look like he's weird. Her and Tatum are like, yeah, he's weird. That was weird. We get no quarter catch crew hyping each other up after Red and Sinclair advancing to be in the Iron Survivor, and Miles and Tavion go into the tag title match. Izzy Dame versus Gigi Dolan. Gigi picks up the win with the Gigi driver as Sean Spears watched. What is Sean Spears up to?
He's making a faction.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know if Gigi's going to be in it.
Well, no, but he's filling everybody out. He watches people. That's his thing.
Wait. What did I say during that match? I said, oh, maybe it's a twist. Maybe he's watching Izzy. Or maybe he's watching Gigi. He's like, hey, you know what? Izzy may be the piece I need.
No, he's just chat. That's his thing. He watches. He's a mastermind. He'll figure it out. It'll be good. Whatever's gonna happen in the end of this, it's gonna be good. Sean Spears doesn't miss.
Yeah. Backstage, Javon Evans is being interviewed, and it's interrupted by X-Pac. X-Pac puts him over, and Javon just kind of fanboys the whole time, and they get a nice little too sweet to end the segment.
I love the callback to them being the same age when Waltman beat Razor Ramon, and that was as 1-2-3 Kid. Honestly, the 1-2-3 Kid is no joke one of the very first wrestlers I remember seeing and liking in the WWE or WWF at that time. And I do remember that match. I watched that match. It was wild because there's no way the 1-2-3 Kid should have beat Razor Ramon.
Yeah, right.
They shot him to the moon right off the hop, and well, it worked out in the end.
Let's see. Main event.
Actually,
match.
if you go back and you listen to, I do this all the time. You know me. I have thoughts that run on top of thoughts. Eric Bischoff once said that while the NWO was Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Hulk Hogan, he's like the real glue of that whole thing that held it all together, made it actually work in the end was Waltman.
Interesting. So there's layers of stuff that just goes in your head and it stacks on top of each other to create good story coming out of your mouth.
I've read so much shit on wrestling that I don't remember it until
right.
Q unlocks like just a plethora of shit I've read like
Yeah.
2 years ago.
No, it's good. I mean, when you do it, it's great. It adds a lot of good elements to the show. And you may cut me off, but like, you know, there's layers, RK, in your head, and those layers make for a good story. Huh.
I feel like you're making fun of me, but I'm not sure.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just saying that the layers that you add to the show,
It's like
make
an
for a good
onion.
story.
Makes you want to cry.
Yeah, it's very similar to CM Punk's story with Seth Rollins. There's a lot of layers to it. Anyway, main event match of the night: Lexis King versus Eddie Thorpe versus Cedric Alexander versus Axiom. I put wild match. Lexis just pulled out a bunch of shit out of his bag that I did not know Lexis King was capable of. Looked really good, but Eddie Thorpe gets lucky, gets the win here. What did you think of the main event match here?
We all knew Eddie was winning. Like I did. Did you?
I didn't. I thought it was Lexis. And there was a part of me that
No,
thought
just
Axiom, maybe.
after what happened last week and, Eddie and everything, it's just like something's coming.
Yeah, Eddie got the win. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. We get an update from Ava and says Trick versus Ridge is still on. She is not there. She is with Trick at the hospital. We see Cora Jade. She comes into the office where Stevie and Stone are. Cora's pissed.
How wild is that? Yo, Ava, what about the match? Yeah, is Trick okay? Yeah, okay, cool. What about the match? Is Trick dead? No? Okay, cool. The match. What about the match?
I thought about that too. Like, oh, there's an injury, and what was it? Sarah Scriber. What was that from? Was it? I said it recently. Was it SmackDown? Maybe. Or was it from NXT? Was it NXT?
It was NXT. It was Sheriff Driver.
Yeah, when we're watching it,
asking
like,
Ava about the match and totally neglecting the fact, hey, is Trick okay?
Yeah, let's not worry about Trick, but the match though. So backstage in the office, Stevie and Stone, Cora Jade's just all. This is what I wrote. Cora's pissed off that she lost. Eddie Thorpe is still a bitch, and everyone's all pissy. And then off camera, they look and they straighten up. Stone kind of gets his suit, and he's like, "Oh, hello. Who the hell was that? Who was it?"
The Rock.
It leads to speculation. Roxanne comes out to address the NXT universe, and all the women are fighting for second place. She runs down the women in the Iron Survivor match, saying that they're not on her level. Everyone in said match comes out minus Ren. They brawl. Then Ren takes out Roxanne and holds the title high. No, don't do that, Ren.
Don't do that.
And that wraps that up. I'm gonna move forward real quick. Then we're like, oh, okay, that's the end. And then, real quick, Vic and Booker say there's commotion in the back, and Eddie Thorpe is laid out by who? The Rock. And that's how NXT ends. What did you think to the ending of NXT there?
How did everybody knew that was coming?
What?
Eddie Thorpe being attacked.
No, the fuck I didn't. That was not on my card. That was not
Ava.
on my card. It didn't hurt Ava. He grabbed her arm.
He hurt Ava. Shawn Michaels physically assaulted an employee, and Eddie Thorpe was given a glimmer of hope by getting a win, but no. The Rock says when you win, and The Rock says when you lose.
I didn't have it in my mind to think he was going to get attacked. And
you did not think that something was going to happen to Eddie Thorpe?
Not on NXT television.
Anything.
No, I didn't think so. Not right then and there. Yes, something, but not then, if that makes sense. I didn't think it would have happened then.
I saw that shit coming from a mile away.
Well, you're just better at this than me. All them layers in your head to make a good story. We have a lot.
I just fantasy book so much shit that it's like, hey, which one sounds the best?
We got a lot to get to, so if you really want to know
Thorpe
about what
and
happens,
Ava go on a date. No, that doesn't work. Eddie Thorpe and The Rock go on a date. No, that doesn't work. What fuck? Where do we get to? Eddie Thorpe gets beat up by Rikishi. No, Rikishi's really upset with WWE. The Rock? No, Hickle. It's got to. No, The Rock. It was The Rock. Eddie Thorpe got attacked by The Rock. So that's how I get to those moments.
Okay, here you go, real quick. Let's do the AEW Dynamite speed run here. We have 2 more shows to get to, so we're not going to spend time on this. If anything catches your, I say something, RK, and it makes you go, "Hey, wait, we should."
Oh,
talk
this
about
might
that.
be the only time that I won't interrupt you.
Oh, you think so? Let's see what happens. They opened things with Kyle Fletcher defeating Shelton Benjamin. He also recently defeated Kazuchika Okada on Collision. We had a couple interviews. MVP yelling at Shelton. The 2024 Dynamite Dozen Battle Royale. By the way, this card was in my hometown of Fishers, Indiana. I did not go. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly were the final 2 men standing. They will fight each other next week. The winner will go on to face MJF at World's End for the Diamond Ring.
MJF has won that like the last 5 years in a row.
Yep. Julia Hart is shown putting a bullseye on Jamie Hayter. Julia Hart's back on AEW. Good. I like Julia. Swerve Strickland defeated Max Caster.
I do gotta say that promo of when she came back and she killed her old self to become who she is now. I dig that. I'm like, that was cool. That was cool. That was nicely done. She had to kill her nice girl image to become the woman she is now.
Swerve Strickland defeated Max Caster. MJF cut a promo at a bar reflecting on Cole turning on him. Says that Cole can't beat Kyle O'Reilly. Says that Adam Cole is not the hero.
I heard that Swerve Strickland Max Caster match was an actual squash match, like a proper one.
I mean, all it adds in the notes is that Strickland hit him with another swerve stomp after the match and said he wasn't done with Bobby Lashley.
I just know I saw somebody posted like, holy shit, they had a squash match in AEW, like a proper one.
Mm-hmm. Jay White defeated Pac. Hangman came out and confronted Moxley. Cassidy shows up and starts choking out Moxley with a camera wire. Cassidy, White, and Adam Hangman Page surrounded Moxley, and Hangman dropped Mox with a buckshot lariat.
You know, it's been announced. They're having a 4-way match.
Oh, are they? Cassidy,
for the title.
White.
At the World's End.
I love that Fightful put, this leads to Cassidy, White, and Hanger surrounding Moxley. He don't know you, bro. Calling him Hanger. Get the fuck out of here.
It's John Moxley, Orange Cassidy, Heyman Adam Page,
Jay White.
and Jay White, 4-way World's End for the title. Could be a good match.
Why do I kind of want to watch World's End? We watched World's End last year.
We did. And that could be a really good fucking match.
Once we get more details on the card. Anna Jay defeated Penelope Ford. Anna Jay called out Mercedes Moné. Mariah May says she wants to celebrate with Mina after their match. And then the main event was Claudio versus Brody King. Claudio got the win. There's your AEW speedrun results, I guess. Good stuff, right? You want to tune back in next week?
Wait.
All right. We got 2 more things to get to. SmackDown.
Speaking of that, I really got to see Gladiator 2. Apparently, it's fucking really good.
Yeah, I heard Denzel does a great job. Which
him and like people are always saying him and I think the other guy that was in the first movie, the guy who plays the owner of the slaves or whatever, the bearded guy. I think that people are saying that they both deserve Oscar nominations.
Okay. All right. We got SmackDown to get to. We got the Deadline recap. We'll get to it here in just a second on This Week in Wrestling with the Top Rope Renegades. Yeah, another break. Bleh. Welcome back to the Top Rope Renegades, episode number 32 of This Week in Wrestling. It's time to get down to the SmackDown review from December 6th. This SmackDown was considered the penultimate. Got one more SmackDown to go after this one before we get to Saturday nights. Main event, we kick things off with an injury update. Bronson Reed, ankle injury and a broken foot. Tongaloa, torn bicep. And Jimmy Uso with a broken toe are all out indefinitely. We see Solo, Jacob, and Tama show up who are unhappy, and they take out Apollo Crews plus security to open up SmackDown. Okay, we opened up SmackDown. What you think?
I'm sorry, I'm just going back to what we were talking during that break and the funny ads, and I just searched up GTA radio ads, and I'm dying right now.
Okay.
Ah.
All right.
All right, cool. Yeah, we opened up SmackDown. We got the review, the 2,200-hour review for the 5th time since Survivor Series.
I skipped past that. Went to the injury update.
But then they showed everybody walking in. I'm like, oh hey, Apollo Crews is on SmackDown. That's cool. No, never mind.
He's dead.
Never mind.
He's dead.
Also, why would you want to be a security guard for WWE? Like, seriously.
It's the worst job in the world. You're always going to get beat up or thrown around.
Hey, yo, we need security guards. Oh, yeah, no, sign me up. It's for WWE. No, fuck that.
I'm good. Cody Rhodes opens things up in the ring, though. He goes to talk about Kevin, but is interrupted by American Made. Chad Gable comes out to talk about his Chad Gable.
I remember watching a SmackDown that had Shorty G come out.
All right, dude, chill. Those were dark times in WWE. You weren't there. Shorty G, dog.
Yeah, I remember that somehow. I actually do know that.
The fucking boxer trunks, which
I think I tuned into like a random episode of Raw and it's like, what the fuck is this shit off?
Click. He comes out to speak the truths. Gable says when Cody came back, he was a beacon to him. And basically says it's easy being the guy, but calls Cody a terrible friend. Calls him superficial and says whatever he has coming to him, he deserves it. Cody retorts and does the callback to Shorty G, saying, look at Shorty G and Stardust having a conversation in the ring. Runs of doubt about what happens if Gable fails again. Will he take it out on American Made members? And then Gable says, no, he would whoop his ass. Cody says, lace him up. And there's references made to a transfer window here taking place in WWE where you'll see throughout the night here.
They're just trying to find a way to plausibly get all the guys on Raw that they want for Netflix.
Yeah, that's literally what this is. And it could open doors. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to open doors to SmackDown getting all the second-rate talent.
Oh, Gunther is second rate? Oh, well, I mean, you said it. You said it.
I did not name any names. You brought up Gunther, so we know how you feel about him.
No, I'm going to get more to the show, and then I'll ask it again, I guess. I guess before I move on, what are your thoughts on this transfer window? I mean, I get the
it's
Raw
dumb because the draft has always been dumb for Raw because it never fucking means anything.
Yeah, the draft is kind of dumb.
It's never meant anything in the history of the draft.
Nope. The draft only means something when you're playing WWE 2K. That's it.
And even then, it's questionable.
Yeah. Bianca gets ran down by Chelsea and Piper about confronts her about Jade Cargill. Did Piper do it? Piper says she didn't do it, or did you do it, Bianca? Blah blah. They jump her, and that's that. We have a United States qualifier match, Women's United States Championship qualifier match. Elektra Lopez, Naomi, and Tiffany Stratton. I put in my notes match. Elektra blows. The finish was good. Tiffy hit the prettiest moonsault on Elektra for the win after dumping Naomi out of the way.
I feel like we watched a different match than everybody else because I've been reading nothing but people applauding Elektra Lopez.
Did you like it? I didn't.
No.
Okay.
I also didn't like the win for Tiffany because I don't think she should be relegated to a mid-card title.
I don't think she's going to get to the final.
Well, regardless, I don't think she should have got past the first round. I think it should have been Naomi.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
You're setting it up like Tiffany Stratton's only good enough for your mid-card title. She's not. She's a top-tier talent.
Oh, well, she's still got the briefcase. Let's not forget.
Yeah, she's gonna possibly cash in at NXT.
She ain't she just showed up because it was her hometown. That's the only reason they did that. Get the hell out of here. Tiffany Stratton is not going back to NXT.
Who the fuck was it that cashed in their Money in the Bank on NXT?
Nobody.
Who was it? Somebody cashed in for the women's title or a title on NXT. 100% sure.
Now, I don't know if you're thinking about the Royal Rumble winner. Because Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble and used that opportunity.
Same fucking difference.
No, it's fucking not.
It totally is. You win the Royal Rumble, you get a match against a champion of your choice. The Money in the Bank, you win the Money in the Bank, you get a match against the champion of your choice.
You win the Royal Rumble, you get a match at what? WrestleMania. When you win the Money in the Bank, you can cash it in anytime. There's the difference.
Against a champion of your choice.
You can't argue it. There's a difference.
Against a champion of your choice.
Oh my God, let me just make the example. You're wrong. Charlotte Flair won the Royal Rumble, and this was COVID, by the way. Won the Royal Rumble and chose Rhea Ripley as her opponent at WrestleMania for the NXT Women's title.
Yeah, and Tiffany can't choose Roxanne Perez as her opponent for the Money in the Bank?
She could if she wanted to, yeah.
So why is my fucking...
Oh my God, do I have to say it again? You said there's not a difference between the Royal Rumble winner and the Money in the Bank winner.
Oh God, it's for a Okay, so one's at one night, but they both have the same output. You get a title shot.
There you go. If you would have said that, I wouldn't have had anything to say.
That's what I said. It's basically the same fucking thing.
Run it back. Your words were, it's the same thing. There's no difference. There's a big difference.
There isn't. It's a title shot.
At WrestleMania, main event.
Who gives a fuck when it is? It's a title shot.
Oh, you are insufferable tonight.
Oh. Well, no, because tell me, a title shot is a title shot, whether it's WrestleMania or it's in my backyard. It's a title shot.
Yes, it is a title shot, RK. I agree with you. But the point was trying to make it seem like there's not a difference between the two when there clearly is a fucking difference.
There isn't a difference. It's a title shot.
You're doubling down.
It's a title shot.
You can cash in the briefcase anytime, anywhere.
Yeah.
The Royal Rumble winner
cash in your Royal Rumble win at anytime, anywhere at WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania. You're just
a title shot.
No, you're just trying to get me going.
It's a title shot.
Yep, it's a title shot. Yep, you're right. It's a title shot. 100%. You are correct. It is a title shot. Not arguing with that. It's a title shot.
Basically the same thing.
It's not the same thing. We go backstage where the Street Profits were attacked. Aldis says he isn't sure what happened. Motor City.
Also, you didn't mention that Jesse Ventura was in the crowd.
Give a fuck about Jesse Ventura. Motor City Machine Guns are concerned. Yeah, fuck it. We're going full heel. Fuck Jesse Ventura. Fuck the Old Guard. Give a fuck. Governor of what?
Minnesota.
Ew. Wants to be a governor of Minnesota.
Is Minnesota a state? I honestly don't know. Minneapolis. No, that's actually the
That's a city. Yeah, Minnesota's a state. Oh,
is that where Fargo is?
I don't know.
Fargo's in Minnesota gets cold.
Yeah.
Anyways, continue.
Minnesota's like right on the border of Canada, isn't it? Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
North Dakota. Fargo's in North Dakota.
Okay. Street Profits get attacked. Aldis says he isn't sure what happened. Motor City Machine Guns are concerned. Johnny says DIY can step in. I know the timing's bad. Motor City Machine Guns does give the opportunity to Johnny. Aldis tells Johnny to tell Tomasa, don't make him regret this.
Oh yeah, it does. It borders 2 provinces in Canada. That's wild. Minnesota's big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, Johnny Gargano. Well, at the time,
we weren't sure.
I was leaning towards Ciampa because Ciampa said the week before, figure it out in a week or I'll figure it out for us.
And then so I made the comment. I was like, what if it was Johnny? I was like, maybe. No, probably not. What if it was Johnny?
Ciampa at the time made more sense.
If you watch the intro video, You know what
Well,
happened.
we do find out. We
Yeah.
do know.
Bianca versus Piper. I put Piper looked good. A solid match. Bianca hit the KOD
Actually, a
for
really
the
good
win.
match. It's a really good match.
KOD for the win on Piper. She dropped Piper onto Chelsea, who tried to interfere for the 1-2-3. Yeah, your thoughts? Good match, is what you said?
Fantastic match. Actually, like a really good fucking match. There was a couple near falls where I'm like, that's it, but then it didn't happen. I was like, holy shit, they're putting on a banner. Piper can go, and Piper, she was another one of those talents that came up from NXT with a lot of stock, and she's a good wrestler. And,
she had a title match this year.
she got stuck with a bad gimmick right off the hop.
Yeah. Dewdrop.
We don't even mention that.
She got a title shot this year though. It's Bailey Clash at the Castle. So she
no, 100%. She's a good wrestler, and I think she's doing a great job. And that match was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. We get a cool video package hyping up Shinsuke for his appearance, which will happen here in just a second. Backstage, Bianca. We see Bianca, but then if you look in the background, you'll see Dominic Mysterio talking to Nick Aldis. Byron Saxton comes to Bianca to confirm that Piper didn't take out Jade, and Bianca says, well, whoever did it is going to get it on site. I'm starting to think Bianca would do it.
It was Bianca. Even though she was in a match when it happened, it was her.
Was she in the match when it happened?
She wasn't, but she left the triple threat.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so who did it?
Well, she did it.
She did it.
Jade was lying there for she was already had the black eye and everything. She had time to bruise and shit.
Blood was dried.
Must have been there for 20 minutes at least.
Give or take. Shinsuke makes his way to the ring, is interrupted by LA Knight. Yeah. He calls Shinsuke a poor excuse for a U.S. champion.
And here it was. Fuck yes. Anyways, continue. I'll get there.
Calls Shin a poor excuse for a U.S. champion and wants his rematch right now and goes to stomp him out before he can. Andrade comes out to face Shinsuke.
Pause. This is why Shinsuke winning was the right choice, because LA Knight chasing that title is 1,000 times fucking better.
Andrade comes out to face Shinsuke. He wants him next, but then boom, Tama Tonga and Jacob take out LA Knight and Andrade. They stare down. Shinsuke backs away with the mist dripping out of his mouth.
Just a warning. Shot saying, hey, I got it.
Solo goes for the spike on Andrade. LA fights back, but then he's the one that ends up eating the spike. Solo grabs the mic, says the bloodline isn't weak and is fine. He urges someone to step up, says he is still the tribal chief and the head of the table. So I think we're going to just get, I guess, Solo and them just taking people out.
Can somebody explain to me the point of the Survivor Series match?
There wasn't one to show which team was better?
What the fuck?
Because I made that point when it ended, I think on the live stream where I said
I called you stupid for it.
Yeah. You did.
It doesn't change my opinion on the fact that it's still stupid. What was the point of that match if Roman didn't get back control of the fucking Hula Fala?
Just admitted to calling me stupid and yet not apologized.
I no apologies, sorry.
Wow. We get backstage. DIY is ready. Tommaso says, you still haven't answered me about where your loyalty lies regarding Alex Shelley. It was announced that Michael Cole was going to talk to Kevin Owens. A sit-down interview they were setting up for 2 segments. Then we get a message from Kevin Owens where he says that Minneapolis sucks, and that if you wanted to do an interview with me, you can come out here to the car and we'll have a chat. Kevin Owens is fantastic right now.
Kevin Owens is the best fucking thing they have.
We'll get to that interview here in just a second. DIY.
I just can't wait for them to figure out a way to intertwine that story with the bloodline, because that'll be so fucking cool.
It is actually intertwined with this bloodline, but
oh wait, that's right.
Go on.
Of course it is.
But it's the best thing going, right? Fuck off. DIY versus Motor City Machine Guns tag team title match.
See what I did there?
Heel Johnny. We get it. The match itself, they had their moments, blah, blah, blah. But the heel turn, Johnny Gargano with a low blow, meet in the middle, 1, 2, 3, new champs, DIY. Did you see this coming?
Yes.
I did too.
1000% I saw this coming.
Yeah, no, it was good stuff. DIY.
Anybody who, I bet you a lot of people didn't actually because they probably don't know. Like I said, we said earlier, not a lot of fans
NXT.
know the shit that goes on in NXT, and this was 100% writing on the wall. Fucking happening. As soon as the Street Profits were attacked, it was done. It was happening.
I'm happy they did this, but I do want to say, from what I remember from NXT when Johnny was a heel, Johnny's not the greatest heel. It's hard because he's always been Johnny Wrestling, the good guy. He does a good job, but it's not.
He's got Tommaso to fucking pick up.
That's the difference now. When he was a heel, there was no Tommaso heel with him. Yeah. Tommaso was doing his own thing. They weren't together, so it could be different this time. We get a DIY celebration with Candice, and Tommaso has to call his kids and say, "Daddy isn't a loser." I just wanted to add that. It was pretty good there. Michael Cole does go outside with Kevin Owens. And in my notes, it's very similar to the New Day segment. I put, go watch it. Kevin Owens is so damn good. Just go watch it. RK, if you want to run through it, go for it. I just go watch it.
Cody Rhodes has 3 sets of pyro. He has 3 sets of pyro.
So
3.
Good,
3 sets of pyro for his entrance. 3.
Yep.
So good. The best part was at the end. Yo, Michael. Oh, you're gonna
roll it back. We see Gunther backstage.
Oh, the mirror part. The mirror part was good too. Take a look in the mirror, Mike. Take a look in the mirror, Kevin. I see a handsome man.
Yeah. Gunther is talking to Nick Aldis. Interesting. We talk about that transfer window. I don't know. We could probably pull a Meltzer or Sean Ross Sapp here, RK. Top Rope Renegades reporting, speculating that Gunther and Cody Rhodes will be switched brands in a trade during the transfer window. We're just speculating. If you don't think it's happening.
Monday Night Mellow sounds good to Hayes, and it sounds good to Aldis too.
Yeah, Carmelo does come up. He asks why he didn't have time for him. Monday Night Mellow. Why does Aldis have all the time for the Raw guys? Aldis says, not to worry. I got someone in mind just for you. So next episode of SmackDown will be Carmelo Hayes versus whoever Nick Aldis has in mind for him. Ethan Page? Huh? Ethan?
That or Penta?
People are saying Penta too. People are saying Penta. Penta versus Mello might be a fucking banger. Hold on.
But Penta just showed up on CMLL.
Did he?
No, AAA. Penta was down in AAA today.
Okay. I think there's a bit of a working thing with AAA. WWE.
They're trying to make some. I think they do have like a not anything in writing, but
yeah.
Anyway,
I'll let him look that up. Cody Rhodes versus Chad Gable is the main event. I actually didn't add any more notes after this, but I do remember what happened. Cody versus Chad. I mean, you put those two in the ring, they're going to do some good shit. This was a really good match between them.
Penta made a surprise appearance in AAA on Saturday night, December 7th, to address his future. Penta was brought in by authority figure Latin Lover as a special surprise to the Mexico City crowd.
Okay, cool. We'll see then. We'll see who the mystery person is for Carmelo next week on SmackDown. Cody versus Chad, though, great match. Cody's going to pick up the win here with the Crossroads. Really sold. This is something to note. An ankle injury for Cody. Chad taking off his wrestling boot.
Shit. So Penta was brought in by authority figure Latin Lover as a special surprise for the Mexico City crowd. After talking trash to AAA mega champion Alberto Del Rio, and his ragtag crew of rapscallions, Penta had a message for the fans. It is time to say goodbye to this cycle of his life. Penta is going to take a break to improve his formula and get back with his brother to become the best tag team in the universe. Penta closed by saying this is not goodbye to the fans in Mexico. He will return to AAA one day.
All right. So maybe
All signs point to the WWE. He wants to
maybe
become the
Penta.
greatest tag team of all time. Where do you do that?
Sure he did. WWE. That makes it feel like Penta might just be out until Ray's back. Ray's ready to go.
I think so.
Anyway, that's interesting. Okay. Cody versus Chad Gable. What'd you think of the match?
Fantastic match.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought Chad got a lot more offense than he was. With the way that they're building this up, Cody's just pissed off. You think Cody would get like a mini squash, but I mean, they went for about 12 minutes, and it's good back and forth. Gable's a tactician in the ring, singling out Cody's leg and trying to get a, advantage over it, and also, it's kind of a bit of a calling card to Kevin and all that stuff. But that was good main event for a SmackDown.
Yeah, agreed. Finish things up. Cody was having to deal with an ankle injury. Kevin Owens appeared, stomping on his ankle. They brawl, and we literally closed SmackDown with Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens brawling back and forth. That's SmackDown. That is how things went down there. Let's push back to NXT Deadline. Let's go back to this screen. I like this right here to close things out. NXT Deadline. If you didn't join us for the live stream, you want to see our reactions to how the match went, you can go watch that on the YouTube under the live tab right now on Top Rope Renegades. We kicked things off with the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge match. It was Nathan Frazier, Wesley, Ethan Page, Javon Evans, and a surprising mystery entrant. Eddie Thorpe was not able to compete due to the injuries he suffered on NXT television, and the entrant to take his place was Oba Femi. The winner of this match was Oba Femi. He had 3 falls to Javon Evans 2, Ethan Page's 2, Wesley had 1, and Frazier had 1. Javon Evans almost got a third pin to tie with Oba, but he didn't have enough time to make the pin after hitting the cutter. RK, I'll ask you, what did you think of the opening of this match for the Iron Survivor? Well, Deadline's opening match.
The Iron Survivor match is just a cool concept. Period. I've always, first one I saw was last year's Trick winning. Dijak was in that match. Great. Right off the top, I'm like, this is a cool concept. This match, man. Oba, like, seriously, just coming back. No reason to be in the match whatsoever. It should have been one of the other 3 from the qualifying for the 5th member.
Agreed.
Match.
Agreed. I don't think he should have been there. It was Ava's choice.
But I mean, Femi just looked dominant, man. Fuck. Mm-hmm. He's. It's not too often that a big dude like that comes across as not only just dominant, because I mean, like, he had Omos who was dominant, but no character, like no aura whatsoever. But Oba Femi just has something about him, man. He's just a monster, and he plays it well. And he's got the aura about him. There's just something, he has it.
We get a vignette for Alexis King. He was on the same roads where he grew up because he was here to prove he could exceed anything he ever did. And it was worth feeling the cold on his skin because nothing feels better than satisfaction. I thought Alexis King should have been the Iron Survivor. This promo, this vignette, I really liked it. Alexis King is...
You see, so this is how I'm envisioning the story playing out, and I think it's what they're doing, is he's trying so hard to escape from the shadow of his father. And he's going to eventually realize that he can't. He's going to lean into it, and he's going to, it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good. And this promo had a little hint that, maybe it's time for him to lean into it.
I'll ask you this then. Alexis King, 2025 NXT champion?
He's developing towards it. Fucking that 4-way match
Yeah.
like you said, fucking pulling shit. He's working hard to become better. So, and it's showing over this entire year of NXT how far he's developed in a year. I don't know if he's quite there next year, but fuck, he's close.
Yep. NXT Underground match. Lola Vice defeated Jada Parker with a guillotine choke. I'll just be honest. I didn't like this match. I don't like the Underground matches. They don't do anything for me. What did you think?
It was good to begin with. The first maybe 5 minutes of this match were good. And then it went on for another 6 minutes.
Yeah. I'll say I liked everything that Jada and Lola did except this match. Everything building to it, they did great. The hardcore match at the ECW arena, great match. Just this match just didn't do it for me.
They would have benefited from having like a 5-6 minute match here.
Right,
it was all the last half of this match was horrible. The first half was perfectly fine, and if they had ended it after the first half, they would have been good.
We get a video package. We saw this on NXT. Basically for Andre Chase. Now Chase University got dismantled by Ridge Holland, and then at the very end, you hear someone yell out, "Mr. Chase!" And Andre turns around, still trying to figure out who this person is. It's calling out for Andre Chase. Hopefully, we find out soon. NXT Tag Team Championship match. Spoiler alert: this was my match of the night. For Axiom, Nathan Frazier and
Andre Chase is going to come back and say somebody has bought the university. And
an investor, and has put him as head professor. No quarter catchers. Miles Ward and Tavion Heights taking on Nathan Frazier and Axiom. The champs for Axiom retain here. The story of this: Nathan Frazier was just in the Iron Survivor match, and in the match, I don't think he was meant to be a part of it. Busted his nose up really bad, so he came into this tag team championship match with cotton in his nose, ribs taped up, and
it was that early Phoenix splash that he had in the Iron Survivor. I think he smashed his face off the mat, actually.
Yep. I will say this. We talked about it on the live stream. Nathan Frazier is fucking legit.
So good.
I mean,
we talked about it on the live stream. I'm going to say it right now that is he better than Ospreay at the moment?
There is an argument there. He does stuff that Ospreay can't do. He's not as built. He's not like he's not as tall or as built as Will, but there's shit that he does that Will ain't doing. Like that the springboard, backflip on and then landing for like the reverse little DDT cutter thing.
Clean. Yeah, wild.
The shit he does, great. This match was my, like I said, match of the night. Fraxium retained the titles here. What do you think?
And you know what's crazy about Nathan Frazier being so good? You forget just how fucking good Axiom is.
Yeah,
that finish, that Canadian Destroyer into the small package, just fucking.
I asked the question before you get into it. I asked this question: are they the best tag team in the world? Is it
at this very exact moment? Yes.
They're good. They're so good together. They work well together. The shit they pull off is insane.
The in-ring work, but also the way that they're playing their tag team are they perfectly on the same page? Like
they are, but they're not.
Then when they get in the ring, they're just so good together. And Nathan Frazier is so fucking good that you forget how good Axiom is too. Yep. Like, come on.
Anything else to add to the match?
And also Axiom acting like a kid is not him in tweets and stuff is hilarious.
It is good stuff. Javon Evans, interviewed by Cher Scriber, who was interrupted by Wes Lee, who scolded Evans for being upbeat after losing tonight. Javon was just like, "Man, why are you down? Like, you should put on a great match, bro." Evans and Lee brawled backstage, setting up a match for them on NXT TV, which we'll get to here in just a second. Trick Williams, Ridge Holland, NXT Championship match. Trick's going to pick up the win with a trick shot. What'd you think?
The finish of this match was garbage.
you knew what you were getting in this kind of match. It wasn't going to be super fast paced. It was going to be slow. Both these guys and their style. What did you not like about the finish exactly?
It felt rushed.
Maybe. I mean, trick shot for the
Like,
win though. It happens. I mean, that's the thing.
are we in AEW now? Fucking no selling the Redeemer into fucking 3 quick offense moves and your finisher, and that's the win.
That part I agree with. That's what I didn't like. I don't. The fact that he hit the finisher and got the win, that doesn't bother me. It's the fact that we got there.
It's how they got there.
Yeah,
he basically no sells the Redeemer and then 3 signature moves into your finisher, and that's the finish. No, I'm sorry.
Well, Trick retains, and we move along. Ethan Page's backstage interview. He talks about how his run in NXT has been so far, and says he's just trying to get his way back. Weird interview from Page. It almost sounds like he may not be in NXT anymore. Has he already?
Yeah, he leaves. He's like, I can't do this, and he leaves.
Yeah, I can't do this anymore. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with him going up to the main roster.
Be interesting what they do with it. It's interesting. I like it. It's good.
Or if he's going to stick around. Sarah interviews Ava, who has booked Wesley to face Siobhan Evans. They get interrupted by Miss Money in the Bank, who's in her hometown. And she's found interest in the NXT Women's Tag. Wait, what? They're stupid, bro. The NXT Women's Championship match that will happen. The winner of the Iron Survivor match will take on Roxanne at New Year's Evil. We talked about this a second ago. Tiffy ain't cashing in for an NXT title. I hope they don't do that. Please, God, don't. There's a reason you went to the main roster, Tiff. I think they just did it because it was in her hometown. Got a little pop with the hometown crowd.
We'll see.
I think she'll be there though. I think you said that. You
gotta make some waves. You gotta go for those championships that you can actually get, because you ain't doing it to any of the current ones on WWE apparently.
Yikes. Women's Iron Survivor Challenge match is the main event. Ren St. Clair, Zarya, Stephanie Vacour, Sol Ruka, and Julia. Julia is going to pick up the win. She gets 2 falls to everybody else's 1. It came down to the wire where it seemed like Stephanie may have gotten one at the last second, but couldn't get it. Julia is the winner of the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge match. I was happy with that. I'm a big Julia fan. RK was not. Thought it should have been Stephanie. And I just realized and dawned on me how you conveniently put our faces over the respective individuals. But yeah, what'd you think of the Women's Iron Survivor match?
Everything means something.
Everything counts on this show. I really did enjoy this match. What did you think?
It's a fantastic match. If it wasn't for how good that tag match was, this was match of the night.
Yep. Agreed. Totally agreed.
Again, NXT proving they have the best women's division in wrestling, because their main events for their PLEs have been, I'd say at least 50-50 this year of all their PLEs have been women's main events. And I would say probably 75% of the best matches of their PLEs or their shows of the year have been women's matches. So, nonetheless, fantastic match, crazy finish. It is what they were going for, 100%. You know it, because they're creating that rivalry between these two. These two's rivalry are going to feed fucking families.
Yeah. The talk would be, they're going to go to the main roster. I think they're going to cook up in NXT for a while.
This feud is going to be wild, fucking good. And the way they did it, you're like, the initial question is like, holy shit, did they fuck up the finish because she was in the pin? And but no, don't shake your head. I mean, I'm telling you that that's not the case. So
I'm agreeing with you. I'm like, as you're talking, I'm agreeing with you. You know, we think by 32 episodes we on the same wavelength, but we are not.
Never will be. I don't think we want to be. Otherwise, that'd be pretty boring. Nonetheless, fantastic match. Absolutely beautiful. If it wasn't for how good fucking Nathan Frazier and Axiom is, this month's match of the night. This feud is going to roll. Stephanie's not going to let this go. This ain't this. She's.
All right. That's a wrap on all
I think out of this, Julia's coming out as the babyface. Stephanie's going to be the heel.
Maybe.
I'm thinking if I'm booking it, Julia still wants to be all friendly, buddies with Stephanie, but
Okay.
Stephanie ain't having nothing to do with it.
Okay. Does Julia beat Roxanne at New Year's Evil?
No.
I think she does.
Roxanne's probably ready for the main roster, and with the mid card titles there, she's probably good to go up. So yeah, probably. Actually,
Alrighty. That's a wrap on all the results. Before we go, though, of course, what was your show of the week?
oh fuck! With all the shit that went down on NXT on Tuesday, oh, I gotta go Deadline. No, Deadline. No, actually, I'm getting in my feels just because of how good that tag match was. Deadline was a mid pay per view. I'm gonna say it right off the hop. I gotta go NXT on Tuesday night.
Agreed. Thank you. Because I was doing the same thing in my head. But NXT.
I'm getting tied up on that tag match. That tag match was so fucking good.
NXT Tuesday had us moments of whoa, oh, what? A lot of those. So, wrestler of the week though, RK, who you got? We could agree.
That's a fucking tough one. It's a tough one. I go Nathan Frazier, man.
Yeah, I would go someone else, but I'm not. The fact that he did the Iron Survivor match and the tag match, Nathan Frazier, hands down. He killed it this week. All right, that's a wrap for episode number 32 here on Top Rope Renegades YouTube channel this week in wrestling. Stick around for future live stream videos. Will be live Saturday for Saturday night's main event. Watch along. And I can't think of any other events coming up. There is a New Japan event coming soon. I don't know if we'll be able to get to that. We'll see. But we will definitely be live for Saturday night's main event. Tune in and hang out with us for that one.
Fuck, we might tune in for World's End. We might.
Yeah, it's in question. We're gonna talk about it. With that being said, I am Kurt. That is RK. We will be back very, very soon. Thanks so much for tuning in. Talk to you next.